Hello, hello, hello! Welcome today to this very special episode of Dungeon Scrawlers, where we have three amazing guests over this direction, who are joining me today for this spectacular cafe one-shot. Trevor, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Trevor. I'm introducing myself. I'm Treavor Bettis. I'm the community manager for Isle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, as well as, if you were here for the pre-show, host of Way Too Many Podcasts, which you can find all on my Twitter account at the Trevor. There's an A hiding in there. Oh, and my favorite cafe item is a very boring iced latte.
And hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on Twitter as Obo Lauren. You can find me in a cafe eating pie.
Hello, I'm Kathleen. I'm with an online comedy collective, I suppose, called Loading Ready Run, and we do lots of interesting things. Like we play role-playing games of all flavors and stripes, and we also do a lot of Magic the Gathering content. So you may recognize me from there. So you can check it out on twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun. I also do like a weird home stream, but that's only once a week, and that's at Brave New Faves. My favorite cafe drink is probably secretly a really good hot chocolate.
Oh, nice.
I agree with us. That was a good one.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention my own. I'm a little bit basic, so I love the salted caramel nitro cold brew from Starbucks. It is like
at least you didn't say
delicious.
upside down. That would have been the most basic of basic.
I don't even know what the upside down is.
The reason people call it basic is because people like it and it's really, really good and a lot of people want it. So, you know, own it. It's great. It's a delicious thing to have. You shouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when lots of people like something, it's because it's good and likable.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
So we're here today to play a one-shot based around a cafe, but real quick, I just want to talk quickly about our sponsors and the charities that we're highlighting this week. So number one of our sponsors is Phoenix Dice. They make 100% recyclable dice. They make dice from 100% recyclable materials. They are based out of Taiwan, and they oftentimes have a giveaway with us. They run it every other week, but this week they don't happen to be doing that, unfortunately. One of our other sponsors is Norse Foundry. They make specialty dice out of all sorts of really high-end materials, such as like metal, bone, glass, etc. So if you're ever looking for like a dice that's truly unique and like made out of like a really cool material that'll impress all your friends at the table, go check out Norse Foundry. Lastly, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a game set in the Forgotten Realms. It features characters, classes, familiars, items from all sorts of like Forgotten Realms and Dungeons and Dragons lore and streams, and it's basically on and some streams, yeah. And it's basically on every single system under the sun. So whether you're on PC, console, your phone, mobile, etc., you could go grab and play that game for free. And if you do, we have a code for you for an Electrum Chest that's somewhere over this way, or you could type in !code into the chat to get it whispered to you. Oh, the two charities that we are highlighting for the week. Normally I have like 5 other people to help me with this, but okay. So the charities that we're highlighting.
You're doing great.
Yes. So number one, we are still supporting the International Rescue Committee. There's a war still going on in Ukraine, unfortunately, and right now there are over 800,000 displaced refugees. The International Rescue Committee is helping raise money in order to support their lodging, their food, medical supplies, etc. What they're doing is really important. If you want to support that, type in !charity into the chat. And the other one is the National Fund for Abortion. So if you wish to support that, type in !donate. All right. So with that out of the way, let's play a game. I'm going to start with Garlok. So Garlok, you are just hanging out, minding your own business one day, doing Garlok things, when you receive a letter. And the name on the letter is kind of familiar to you. It reads, "From Uncle Wriggler." And below it says, "To Garlop."
I can't read. Oh, wait, no, I can't.
So I'm going to show you the letter, and when you open it, this is what you see. Could you read out loud?
When I see it, Yes.
Oh, is it not shown to you?
The letter, it's
Boom.
really stuck. He's just having a... Wax seals are my arch enemy.
So on roll 20, do you see the handout?
No.
Go into your journal.
Ah,
Oh, hey, there it is. It just popped up.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm gonna try and read this as Garlok.
You could, yeah.
It's your Uncle Wriggler, the famous sea captain. You remember me, right? Right? As you, so I know. God, I can't do this. So I know that while I haven't been a part of your life, we're still connected by unbreakable bonds of familial love and duty. He said duty. It's and it's that love and duty, he said it again, that brings me to contact you today with an amazing offer. I love those. So you know how I had a fabulous seaside cafe over in Westgate? Well, the cheap ink is smudged again. I didn't know it was smudged before. Did I miss that? Oh, I missed it at the beginning. Yes, it was so smudged I didn't even notice that it was the beginning. Where did I leave off? Well, smudged ink. Isn't that crazy? Well, that means that you received the honor of inheriting my life's work, my cafe. Don't worry if you haven't operated a cafe. It's easy. We share blood. We share blood, so I know you're smart enough to figure it out. Oh, that is expecting a lot out of him. Look, this ink is smudged again. But you're my favorite nephew I've never met. And even among those ones I have, you're pretty good. I think you're the kindest member of our family. No pressure, but make us proud, Garlop. Wait, no, was my name Garlop this whole time? Have I been saying my name wrong? I'll figure that out later. Sincerely, Uncle Wriggler. P.S. There's a famous quote from the King of Cormyr that I wanted to leave you with, but now it's super important. Coins are what matter, and again, reading is weird. And to earn coins, one needs roads or the love of. It's smudged. What does it need the love of? What? This is a very confusing letter. I say to no one.
So enclosed with the letter is a key and a map of Westgate. It's got like a little X over somewhere in the Port District, and you think it's leading you to where the cafe is. You kind of search your memory, and you know that you don't have any other cousins named Garlop, or anybody who has a name even remotely close to yours. So you think your uncle just like misremembered your name.
He does that.
Could I get a perception check from you?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm much better at those than reading things out loud as Garlok. Perception 15.
Oh, excellent. So in the line where he says that he thinks you're the kindest member of your family, that's actually been written over another word, and underneath faintly you see gullible.
Huh. Well, I don't know what that word means, so I'm gonna take it as a good thing.
Excellent. So fast forward, you're in Westgate. You've arrived, and you are now with Ontology Jones and Maggie, and you're standing in front of what looks to be just like the most derelict shop that you've seen. It is just wrecked. You don't know why. You got a key because there's like not even a door. There's no glass in the windows. The wood that forms the frame of this place has been worn away by like time and weather. And you see that some things have been, looted. The furniture looks wrecked. So, staring at this, with Ontology to your left and Maggie to your right, you feel like you need to give some sort of inspirational speech.
Okay. Garlok will kind of step up onto like the front part of the cafe. I turn around, look at everyone. He's standing there in his red and gold robes and his red wizard hat, and he puts his staff down and he says, "All right, this is gonna be great, because now, look, it's a building, and we can put a cafe in it, because it already had a cafe in it once, and then people will come here, and they'll have a lot of fun times, and we'll make new friends!" It shouldn't be that hard, right? Right?
Are we supposed to clap now?
I don't know.
So, Maggie.
Yeah, you.
Oh, Ontology. Go ahead.
You're paying me to clean up in there, right?
And then this like small like owl bear walks out with like a little ruby necklace around its collar, and he just goes, "Paul, are we paying these people? We are. Oh yes, we are."
Great. She heads inside.
Yeah. So, Ontology. Could you describe like what you look like, and how you head inside, and also like what was your reaction to Garlok's speech?
Well, Ontology Jones is a human female. She is how some people are just like built on a different scale than normal people. They're like at 1.25. They're taller, they're wider, they're stronger, but they're just like, if you like just 200%, just scaled someone up in Photoshop, but put them down in the world. So she is one of those people. She's probably almost 6 feet tall. She's very strong. She is a paladin of the goddess of joy, but that doesn't pay very well, and her sort of mission is to go out into the world and spread joy. And so she'll just take odd jobs and stuff like that, because usually you find ways to go spread joy in the world. There's more use for her services than people expect. And so anyhow, she's here and she needs some money, so this honestly seems easier than other jobs that she's done. Cool.
Did she like Garlok's speech?
It was fine.
Okay. Maggie, why don't you describe yourself, and also let me know how you feel about Garlok's speech?
Maggie is a fairly short herongon of a rabbit person. At first glance, she looks small, and then you realize, oh no, she's probably like 5.5 feet. She's just so old that she's stooped over a little bit. Her ears have flopped a little more. She seems like she's walking slowly and with care, but every once in a while she moves surprisingly quickly. The fur on her has faded a little bit in her old age from a gray to a white, and she walks up to Garlok and pats his cheek a little bit and says, "Oh, honey, that was very, very nice. We're gonna do our best to get this cleaned up as quickly as possible, and then hopefully there'll be lots and lots of people here." And as she trundles inside, she thinks about all the people she wants to steal from.
So how did you feel about his speech?
Oh, it was pretty nice. I mean, Garlock's a good boy. I've known him for a while. Inspiring, no, but he seemed to pep himself up, so that's the important part.
Okay, Garlok. So you've inspired yourself. So you give yourself an inspiration token.
Hey!
You're ready to take on this huge deed of running this cafe. So as the three of you head inside, you see two things. One is there seems to be a bell that's hanging off a rope that seems to be in good condition, and it's marked supplies. And you also see what appears to be like an old faded sign in one corner that depicts two waves. The two waves are faced away from each other, going in opposite directions.
I'm going to look at the bell with the rope, and I want to follow the rope and see where it goes before anyone sets off this trap, which Maggie assumes it's a trap because that's what you do with rope, right?
So the rope disappears upwards into the ceilings where it appears to be fastened by some hooks.
Well, I mean, I didn't get this old not being careful, but oh well. And I'm going to pull on it a little bit and see what happens.
Hey, does that rope still work?
So the rope, yeah, it's holding, and as she pulls on the rope, the bell begins to ring, and for a moment there, nothing happens. But then in the distance, you hear like a replying ring of like a similar bell, and then again, a few moments later, you hear the ringing again. It's a little bit closer, and that continues on.
Did I just call for aid?
There's someone with another bell in here.
This is exciting. Maybe there's somebody else that is supposed to come and help with the cafe.
Oh.
Paul, did we hire someone else?
So, as you debate this, the bell gets closer and closer until it reaches like right next to your cafe. And so you step outside and go to the connecting dock, and you see that there is a supply ship that's rowed up. You see a small dinghy that's being manned by like an older gentleman. He looks human. He looks like he's long suffering with like deep wrinkles around his eyes, his cheeks, and his mouth. And he kind of like casually waves to you from his dinghy. And inside the dinghy, you see that there are several things covered in crates or covered in tarps, and some crates that are marked like food. Another one that's marked like wood, stone, nails, etc. So as he spots you on the shore, he like waves at you and hails you and says, "Oh, were you the ones that rang the bell?"
Garlok points at Maggie. she rang the bell.
That was me. You came very fast. Who are you?
Oh, my name is Ben, and I happen to be the supplier for many of the restaurants and cafes around this area. So, and he like takes a look at the building, and he like looks at the building, then he kind of slides his eyes and looks at your group, and then he looks at the building again, and he says, "So you've decided to reopen this one, huh?"
Well, sort of. This is me opening it for the first time. So, first opening again.
Okay, first of all, Ontology is gonna look out, and this person has like wrinkles and looks old and like miserable?
They look like they're like kind of long suffering. Maybe not
Okay.
like miserable, but they're sort of like tolerant.
Would you say that there's a palpable lack of joy in their life?
There seems to be a palpable lack of joy in their life.
Important for my religious convictions. All right, well, Ontology is going to see, is going to hear this sort of scintillating sentence, and then she's going to see that this person seems miserable, and she's going to be like, "Oh, you don't look all that enthusiastic about it, buddy. How is the furnishing cafes business going for you?"
He looks at you. He sort of like just pauses for a moment. He kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and then he like glances back at his boat, and like you could see that boat in the handout. It looks like it's in terrible shape. Like the sails are, not really well kept. And he says, "You take a look at my boat. She hasn't run in over 10 years."
What happened?
Well, he begins to tell you his long, rambling life story that begins when he was a small child in Baldur's Gate. And then he begins to tell you of his misfortunes as he went up and down the coast, joining various pirate gangs and so forth, until he, came into ownership of this boat. And then finally, he thought that he wanted to try to turn into a good man and leave the pirating business. But he mistook just how lucrative the restaurant supply business was.
Oh,
And now he's stuck here.
I see. Well, surely you're happy to have another customer back again, because you said this place was being reopened. That means more trade for you and more profit, right?
Oh, absolutely. I would take a lot of joy from your coin.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And you also mentioned reopened. What does that mean? Why did it close in the first place?
Well, this place was open once upon a time until whoever owned it last sort of mismanaged things.
Oh, I see.
This cafe, it's sort of in a bit of a hot spot around here. It's like right between the areas where two local gangs like to fight over turf.
Oh.
The Night Mass and the Fire Knives.
So you gotta pay protection money to two groups? That's rude.
Well, at least two groups, I suppose.
Oh, sounds exciting.
Yes. Well, the last owner mismanaged things. Couldn't quite get the coin. Ran afoul of the local noble that owned this part of the port. And, well, you can see for yourself what happened. Yes?
Okay, two questions. One, are these gangs like evil? Like are they not good gangs? They're not nice people.
Is one of them a delightful group of street urchins?
That would be amazing. We could get them to solve mysteries.
There are vampiric urchins among the Night Mass. And there are young trainees of the arts of poison and assassination amongst the Fire Knives.
Okay, so that doesn't sound great. Second question, why is your boat hooked up to a bell in my cafe?
Oh, I mean, all the local restaurants and cafes on this block have a similar bell, and every time I hear it ring, I know that you have need of supplies. And, and then he sort of gestures at the tarps and the barrels and things that are next to him. And he says, I haven't received a summons from your cafe in a long time. So I brought forth what I thought. Exactly. So I brought forth what I thought you might need for a nominal fee, of course. And he begins to show like some of the stuff that he has. And so you have a total of 30 gold amongst your party. And you see that he has 4 different types of equipment. Like he has a coffee relic. Wait, let's see. Yeah, he's got like a coffee making relic. He's got like a tea cauldron. He's got a booze fountain. He's got a bread oven that you can purchase in order to kickstart your cafe.
Love it.
I'm sorry. A coffee relic? I want this in my real life.
Coffee relic is my favorite 2 words.
Yeah.
So
you had me a coffee relic, yes.
If you wish to look at the coffee relic,
Yes, absolutely. Do you mind if I come aboard, Captain?
Suit yourself.
She's extremely trustworthy. The whole time I've known her.
I'm going to climb onto the dinghy and I'm going to make a show of looking over all of the supplies. But at the first sign that he's not looking at me, I want to pocket something.
You can roll me a sleight of hand check. I guess I'll roll like an opposing.
17.
So you manage to slip your hand into his pocket and take 2 pieces of gold.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so this coffee relic you said, what does this do? How much is it?
He says, each piece of the cafe equipment is about 10 pieces of gold. But this one in particular, it's got a little bit of a cursed spirit trapped inside of it. It absolutely detests beans, coffee beans specifically. So if you were to put some into its vicinity, it grabs them, crushes them, shoves them into its belly where it heats it up with water, and then it shoots it out of its arms into nearby cups.
That is aggressive.
Yes. And
it likes doing this? Or it doesn't like doing this?
It loves doing this, but it hates coffee beans.
What if we label the bag of coffee beans tea beans?
If
will I
you
be
can
able to trick it?
convince, people have convinced it before to grind up other things and try to make coffee out of it, yes?
Oh.
Hmm.
No, I don't think that's what we are going for, but we'll take it because we kind of need coffee for a cafe.
Okay, so you'd like to purchase the coffee relic?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of the cursed person who's in the relic?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, all these years I've never asked. Perhaps you should have a conversation with it yourself. And
Can't wait to meet the whoever it is in there. Says ontology honestly.
Well, maybe we can convince it when, sometimes you just need to sit down with someone and spend a little time in their dinghy and listen to their whole life story in order to have a connection with someone, right, dear?
Absolutely. There's, you know what? You never know what's going to come in handy later.
yes. So you're
Are there any
22.
other things that you think we should get? Like, I think tea might be good. Booze.
What-
I don't know
What
about the
about
booze
bread?
because my friends own a tavern and they kind of own a tavern in a lot of places, and there might be one here, and they might get mad at me, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Booze also makes people complicated.
Very true.
So
We
there's
should
also
get
the
bread.
baking oven, and then there's the tea machine.
Ontology is going to subtly mention food about 3 more times to make her opinion be heard on what
Oh,
should
yeah.
be served.
Garlok will buy the bread oven next, and then yeah, I think he's gonna get the tea thing too. Screw it. We're just gonna get all the things, and because that's what Garlok would do.
Hold on one second. So the old sailor pulls the tarp back from the baking oven, and it looks like a small squat, almost like a small squat like frog or toad made out of stone, with like fiery jewels that have like a little like glimmer, as if there's like an inner flame like in the jewels of its eyes. And as you peer at it, it actually like rotates itself slightly and like looks up at you.
That is so cool.
And it lifts one of its little squat hands and like waves back. The sailor says, there, these people want to give you a home. So in order to use this, it's very smart. You could just teach it whatever recipe you want. If you can demonstrate at least once for it how to make a specialty good, it will then be able to repeat that. As long as you keep giving it supplies like flour, water, etc. Speaking of which, you are going to need food supplies to operate this cafe every day. And then he sort of like rests his hand on a crate labeled like supplies. He says, it's going to cost you about 5 gold pieces for a day's worth of supplies.
I
gotta do that math thing.
I'm gonna walk up to him and gently put a hand on his shoulder and say,
I really appreciate all of the help that you've given us, and these look amazing. And if you've been helping everybody on the dock, then we certainly want to get those supplies.
and I'm gonna reach into my pocket and very slowly pull out the 2 gold I already stole from him. And be like, I'm gonna make like I'm slipping it to him slyly, but everyone will be able to see it anyway, and say,
Why don't you just take this as a thank you for your prompt service? And if there's anything else you need to tell us, or, if there's some of this that we might be able to get on a discount, I'd really appreciate it and do these old bones some good.
Oh, his eyes sort of like shift from the 2 coin in his hands to you, and he like narrows them a little bit. He's like, discount. Normally I would never entertain such a thought, but you seem to be such a kindly old grandmother. Do you happen to have grandkids?
Oh, absolutely. I've got 2. They live pretty far away from here, but they're lovely. They're lovely children. I get little packages from them every single year of letters and drawings, and it's just lovely.
He nods his head. He seems to like that. You can roll a persuasion with advantage.
That's a complete lie. So should I roll a deception instead?
No, he just believes you.
Oh, okay.
He wants to believe you.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Laura, this
18.
This is one of my favorite characters you've made.
He says, well, you know, I think I could. Hey, you've spent so much gold with me already. I think I could give you the next item at a 50% discount.
You're so kind, and we're definitely going to keep patronizing you in the future as we get this thing running.
He says, I'll tell you what. It seems like you're going to need to do 3 things in order to run your cafe. Number 1, purchase equipment to run, to provide refreshments, which you already have done some. Number 2, buy some supplies every day in order to operate that. And then number 3, you need to purchase some building supplies in order to repair it and bring it back into, attractive shape. So, tell you what, if you buy the supplies and another machine from me, I'll throw in some repair supplies for free. Just for today.
Do we have enough for that total?
Yes.
Yeah, no, Garlok would be like, okay.
It would leave you with 0 gold exactly.
Garlok doesn't know math.
Go team.
Yeah.
Yay.
So for the last one, do you want the booze fountain or do you want the
tea.
The tea? Okay.
Yeah, tea, coffee, and
Yeah.
and bread.
We'll have a special corner that's just for spilling the tea.
So the tea contraption, it appears to be like a large rectangular, almost like an aquarium or like a tub of water. But inside you could see that it burns with like an inner fire, and then below it there's like an angry swirling of water. And the old sailor demonstrates for you, and he puts some tea leaves into it, and then from the 2 different elements, like miniature elementals come out and like war over the tea, and they like in the process of it they like destroy the bits of tea leaves and heat the water, and it all saps, or it all goes into that teapot in the top, and then you can serve it from there.
Oh god, the Elemental War of the Tea just sounds like a great title.
So cool.
Every time you serve tea, their civilizations will go to war.
Are all of your items cursed with sentient creatures inside of them?
He says, look, I get what I get. I don't argue with the adventurers that sell me these things. You know, you have a need, I supply them. I have a need, they supply me.
The Garlok just go, wait a minute, you get these from adventurers?
I do.
Okay, that makes total sense. No, this totally checks out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right.
guess we have 3 new friends then.
Or wait, does the tea machine have 2 sentient spirits trapped inside it?
Mm. Oh, then we got 4.
It has like 2 mini civilizations, like 2 tribes trapped inside of it.
Oh,
Do they need to be fed?
We made so many friends today.
yeah, that's
So-
a good question. Do the civilizations need anything besides something to war over?
With your knowledge of like elementals, from the planes, they might like certain things that you put inside. They, it would be like a treat for them, but they don't necessarily need it in order to survive.
Okay.
Does this town have a library?
It has many libraries, in fact.
Okay, cool. Ontology makes a note to look up the care and feeding of elementals on her next day off.
Oh, excellent. Oh, you think you'll get a day off? Excellent. So,
Ontology gets 2 days off a week.
It's in her contract.
So, as you depart, you see the sailor counting the coins that you've given him, which is a total of 32 coins, the 30 that you started with, plus 2 that Maggie happened to swipe from him. And
I just borrowed, that's all.
he splits it into 2 even piles in his hands. And you could tell that, each one contains about 16. And he throws 16 of them into the sea as he is going back towards his bigger boat.
Oh, I mean, it.
Can I tell,
So-
was that an offering of some sort?
You could roll a religion check.
Sure. Not my strong suit. That's a 10.
You know what?
You think that it is a ritual of some sort.
Hmm.
Can
You've
Garlok
seen-
make one?
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, anybody who wants to can.
Cool. Ontology will as well.
Yeah,
Excellent.
please do.
I got a 14.
I used the built-in thing on D&D Beyond, and it's still animating.
Yeah, it takes a
I
while.
got a 14.
Okay, excellent. With your 14s, yeah, you realize that it is something that sailors and people that spend a lot of their times near the water do in tribute to one of the goddesses of fury, Umberly.
I think Garlok's gonna be like, "Oh no, wait! I've heard about that. We should not get those, because then she'll be very angry, and I don't like God's angry at me."
Yeah, you never want to interfere with somebody else's religion. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
I
just
don't like
down
stealing
there.
from gods. They're all omnipotent and you just can't sneak around them.
So, Ontology says, sort of very casually, perhaps hefting two of the heavier machines, one under each arm. So I'm hearing that our clientele is wants to be around at night, and probably wants to have a discreet place to hang around, which means we can paint everything black, and we don't have to fix it that much.
Oh.
I like this aesthetic.
You know,
yes.
the tavern that I used to manage, we had a theme that was haunted house, and that was also why we did it, because then we didn't have to fix up a lot of things.
We just bought 3 things that are come with spirits inside, so I think we've naturally made our place haunted. So we're halfway there.
Ooh, we're not a normal cafe. We are the first ghost cafe.
We can charge at the door for that kind of experience. People come
Yeah.
just to pet the ghosts.
Absolutely. And then, how are people supposed to complain about the service when it's just like, look, you came into a haunted cafe. Of course, there's going to be some sort of horrible ectoplasm accident, or you'll be injured or something like that. But I feel like as long as, it's relatively safe and people have a good time, that sounds kind of fun.
We'll just make sure that when they make the coffee and the tea that it's not too hot. And that way when it goes everywhere, it's just fun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we may be changing the name of this cafe.
So it's good that you're discussing this, and you mentioned that because so the sailor, as he sailed away, you got the impression that he didn't seem to really like you all so much. But you find amongst the goods a free manual that talks about how to operate a cafe, including customer service. And just glancing it over, you get the impression that there are 3 things that are important. Number 1, really good service. Number 2, marketing. And number 3, having really good space. So you feel like you need to, so like you in deciding the theme of this place and building it out, the way that this is going to work, because this isn't an actual mechanic in D&D, but I'm just making this up, is that each of you get to make one decision per half day to pursue one of these 3 activities. You can either repair the cafe, you can go do some marketing, whatever that is. Let me know. Do you wish to go to the town square and just shout about your cafe? Do you wish to make
Garlok's
pictures?
gonna head up the marketing department.
Multiple people can do marketing the same day if they want. And the last one is to work on your customer service abilities by reading this manual and doing some role play practice. So this is the beginning of the first day. What would each of you like to do?
I'm
Well-
going to ask my boss what he wants me to do.
Well, marketing's probably not going to be the best because, and he gestures at the cafe in ruins. We probably don't want people coming here just yet. but fixing things and getting prepared for there to be people in here might be good.
Cool. Ontology's going to start taking out garbage then. And then when there's no more garbage, she'll start fixing things.
Okay, so if you want to make, okay, so you're going to be repairing and cleaning up the establishment. Okay, Maggie, what are you going to do?
I'd like to have a talk with the 3 items that we've acquired. I try to learn more about the spirit that's in the bread maker and the tea maker, try to figure out, or the coffee maker, try to figure out the civilizations that are in the tea maker, try to ascertain what these spirits want, desire, need, and then go out and steal whatever they need.
I love that.
Okay, so you're going to do a choice. Well, I guess you can maybe work on customer service during the same time. Otherwise, you're sort of like not doing any of the 3, is what I'm hearing, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I feel like this is customer service because, you know, having the actual stuff that people want to order is very good customer service.
Excellent. Yeah, you're developing your customer service via roleplay with these. Love it. And Garlok, what are you going to choose to do?
I think Garlok's also going to repair and help oncology.
Okay. For the 2 of you who are repairing, if you have some sort of like tool proficiency already, let me know. You can make like a roll with that proficiency. Otherwise, just roll me a straight d20.
No.
Okay.
I'm a jack of all trades.
I'll let you have an advantage on the d20 since you're a jack of all trades.
Okay.
You're better at improvising.
At least hasn't gotten him killed yet.
Hmm.
Wow, I'll take the 9 instead of the 5.
Okay. Ontology. What'd you get?
It is currently, sorry, I apologize for my cat.
Oh no, that
Do
cat's
not
amazing.
apologize for the cat.
Chat wants to know more about the cat.
The cat's he's a Maine Coon. So, but he's also
Adorable.
he's so in need of love and attention right now. Boy, I'm still watching that dice roll so slowly on the page. I think I just rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
Incredible.
Oh,
Not
okay.
feeling it today.
Emotional support cat is there for you and your natural 1.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps you don't know your own strength as you're like going around and repairing these things, and you just happen to, and you know, some of these things are a little delicate. You know, maybe they're a little more worn by time and weather than you had first anticipated, and so you end up like breaking some of the more rotten pieces of a table or chairs. But in the end of the day, like you managed to figure it out, and the 2 of you managed to bump up and repair this place pretty well. You have 2 successes, you know, towards like repairing this place. You could have earned more successes with better rolls, but that's what you got.
Well, I got big hands and a dex of 5, so you know, delicate work's not for me.
Garlok is Garlok.
So Maggie, as you're like conversing with the various pieces of like the spirits, you're hearing like all this crashing and banging and like things like wood just being like you know, ripped from wood, splintering from other pieces of wood, and you're like, what the heck is happening out there?
But outwardly, Maggie is unfazed and just giving a calm, gentle, grandmotherly demeanor to the bread maker as she says,
Oh, you know, we're going to get this place all fixed up. Honey, what was your name again?
The baking oven like looks up at you with its mouth like agape with little flames, and you see the flames sort of like flicker a little more like animatedly, but it doesn't seem to be able to speak.
Ooh.
It makes sort of like this like, you know, little like groaning noise, and it looks at you, and then it peers outside and takes like a little step outdoors, like towards the outside, and it looks back at you as if it wants you to follow.
Oh, well, I'll call you after one of my most favorite children's books I'd read to my grandchildren. All right, Lassie, what do you see? Where are we going?
Oh, it sort of like tilts itself to one side, then the other side, and it then like bobs up and down. You think it likes the name Lassie?
Oh, good. I'm glad. I could have tossed a bunch more names at you, but we'll go with that for now. What's going on outside?
I'll follow the bread maker outside, which is a sentence I just said.
Yeah, so you follow the bread maker outside. It goes over towards the dirt and it begins to like move one of its like little paws like in the dirt, and it seems to be making like seems to be writing in common symbols that form the sound Lassie, and then it bobs back and forth.
Good bread maker. Oh, that's very nice. It's good to know that you know some common. Oh, that's going to be very helpful. All right. Well, let's get you inside and get you making something that you like. What do you like to make?
It sort of looks up at you and it gives you sort of this shrug motion, and then opens its mouth and it's like waiting.
So I am proficient in cook's utensils.
Perfect.
And brewer supplies, but we decided not to go down that track. So can we say that in the supplies, I go and I get stuff for muffins.
Muffins?
Simple muffins. Yeah, let's
Okay.
make some muffins.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I will attempt to make muffins in Lassie. Sentence I just said.
Yeah, so you work for a while and you manage to make a muffin that's nostalgic of the muffin that you were thinking of. It's approximately correct. And you throw it into Lassie's mouth. Lassie closes its mouth. It sort of like rumbles and chews a little bit. And then when it opens its mouth again, the muffin is gone.
Oh. Well, were you hungry?
It sort of nods.
Okay, good to know. All right.
Oh, all right. I'm now reading over my notes.
Okay, well, glad you are hungry. Next time I'll show you how to make one of those, because I was kind of hoping to make this place smell all homey and, invite the night masks over for some tea and muffins.
And I will now demo for the bread maker Lassie how to make blueberry muffins.
Oh, it was so it was watching you, and at the mention of hoping to make another one, it trots over towards the supply crate of ingredients, and it like puts its face in there, and as it comes out, it then spits a blueberry muffin, or spits a muffin at you. That is the exact same as the one that you made.
And with surprising speed, I catch and I look. Does it smell good?
It smells great, fresh from the oven.
I love it. I would like to
Straight from
get
the toad's mouth.
exactly. Why not? I'd like to get half a dozen more, and then I would like to use my criminal contacts to go find the night masks and/or the fire knives and invite them over for muffins.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So you do that, and you then disappear outside.
I'll be
the
back,
cafe.
everybody. I'm gonna
Yes.
go find some friends.
So I'm gonna say, instead of doing practicing service, then you are actually working on marketing, because that sounds like
That is
kind of what you're
marketing.
doing.
That is marketing. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you go for a while. You think you find some, and you pass out the muffins to people who you think roughly might be night masks, or people who might know night masks. You're just handing out samples.
I
People are
do
very
speak
enthusiastic.
thieves can't. So if I need to leave all the noises and the signs and everything in order to find my friends, I can do that.
So yeah, you spend your time doing that, and then it comes to the end of the first day, and the sun goes down over the horizon, and nighttime becomes nighttime, and a wind begins to whistle from the sea, and passing through like the windowless panes of your cafe, and it feels nice. It's like gentle, but a little cold, I guess. So during this first evening, no customers come, and you feel like it's getting deep into the night, and you feel like you're still a little saddened by the fact that there are no customers when a man enters the door and knocks on the door frame. He is pale skinned with dusky features, and on his, so you can immediately notice just how rich his clothing is. It's like all made of fine imported silks, but it's all like dark silks. And you see like a sigil of a red wyvern and a silver horn on one breast on his doublet. And if you give me like a history check. Everyone roll a history check.
9. I'm thinking about how expensive his clothing is.
Somehow Garlok got a 17.
Nice. Oh, I think you're
Give me a
muted.
second. I'm so sorry. I wish you guys could see it. It's like it moves in slow mo.
It's okay.
Oh, I think it's gonna stop on 18 though. Yes, it did.
Excellent. Yeah, so two of you who rolled really above a 15, you know that sigil is a sigil of House Ormorel, a noble house of Westgate. It's a Chondathan noble human family with ties to Cormyr and Westgate. You know that the family recently, they've been known to be very generous with the poor, and they're huge patrons of the art. But Ontology, actually, what did you roll, Garlok?
I got a
19?
17.
17? Okay. Yeah, so Ontology, you know, with your 18, that somewhere, you recall that somewhere in the far past, this house was stripped of everything and exiled for helping an assassination attempt on the King of Cormyr. So they do have some rumored ties to assassins in their history.
Interesting.
I like the idea that this person walks in and just sees Ontology and Garlok just painting a wall black.
Yes.
And we're just like, what?
Yeah, so he knocks on the door and he says, black, a fine color.
Yeah.
Ontology's a real people person, so she's gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? Welcome to the cafe. We're still setting up, but I think we got some muffins, and I'm willing to hop behind the bar and make you a drink. What do you have, my friend?"
Says, friend, huh? I'm not so sure about that, at least not quite yet. I think I am here on behalf of the noble lady. Oh, this is why I gotta remember my own characters' names. The noble lady Skana of House Cormorel. I don't know if you're aware of this as new business owners, but your business happens to be on the territory of my lady Skana. And so, the previous owner of this business happened to run afoul of her. And so, are you going to be taking on his obligations?
Was his obligations being really nice to customers and giving them coffee?
Sort of. To the tune of 100 gold pieces.
Wait, so we also give customers 100 gold pieces?
My lady believes that everybody should be given a chance. So, I'm sent here with a proposal. She will be arriving in 3 days, on the 3rd day. And she will then be asking, she will give you a chance for you to serve her your finest food and service. And she will then be collecting that debt of 100 gold pieces. If you can do this, then she is willing to be your patron and to allow you to continue operating this cafe on her turf. And if not, well, we might have a problem then.
So what happens when we have a problem?
Oh, he turns to you and he says, well, I suppose I should ask you if you've actually, if the last owner of the cafe was able to ever come out of hiding again.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since like a reunion when I was like 4.
Fair. I guess I should say that the consequences will be grave.
I'm gonna sidle up to this person and offer up a muffin, and my most grandmotherly smile say,
Oh dear, thank you so much for that information. Last thing we'd want to do is run afoul of your lady. So 3 days you said? That's very good to know. Could you tell us, does she have a preference of what she likes? And maybe we can make it for her.
and while he's thinking, I want to steal from him.
Sleight of hand, persuasion roll. Also, he leans towards Ontology, so he takes a look at the muffin and he says, "Well, I can only eat this with something to wash it down with." And he turns towards Ontology and he says, "Your offer of a drink. Perhaps you should. I would like some tea."
My persuade. Sorry.
Black or green?
Black. It happens to be my favorite color.
Oh, excellent.
See, I feel like you should be rooting for us because we got a lot of things going on that you like. So,
I think this
Got a
is
lot
what
of
counts
hostility.
as them rooting for us. You haven't immediately
Oh.
tried to kill us.
Oh,
Uh,
you
so-
trying to kill us?
So Maggie, what did you roll in the sleight of hand?
So my persuasion was a 16 and my sleight of
Okay.
hand was a 13.
A 13. So you put your hand like towards his pocket and he grabs it. You feel his hand suddenly grab yours and he says, "Oh, I don't need any of that kind of service."
I immediately like stumble into him. Like what I was doing was not reaching into his pocket, but like I'm so old that I just stumbled. I went,
I'm so sorry. I'm so used to having my cane with me, but I had to, in order to get the money and to get this place, I had to sell it. And hopefully we'll be able to get what you need for your lady, but I'm so sorry.
and I'll pat his coat like I'm brushing it off.
Well, he turns to Garlok and Ontology and he says, "Whoever's the manager here, perhaps you should hire some more sprightly helpers."
No, I hired really good people, so I think I'm good on that for right now.
He takes the cup of black tea, he eats the muffin, he sips on the tea. And what was your persuasion again? A 16?
16, yeah.
He says, "Not bad. Not bad at all. So, there's something about this muffin that reminds me of a muffin that I had when I was a child." And then he hands you 5 gold pieces and he says, "That's quite good. I know I'm overpaying for this muffin, but I think you all should have this. This tea is also quite excellent. I think that I should perhaps enjoy your establishment surviving so I may come back more in the future. So, I will give you a tip. My lady, she enjoys croissants, but not just any croissant. She likes croissants that are in the shape of goldfish. And if you could hide some sort of sweet delight inside,
Oh.
that is what she always, that is her sweet spot, her weakness."
Okay. Cool. That doesn't quite sound like a croissant, but we'll do it.
Well, she's a lady, so she can have whatever croissant she wants, right?
I like it. It sounds like she has an imagination about croissants.
So he thanks you and he takes his leave and he says, "Remember, in 3 days, you have 3 days to really shape this place up."
Ontology says, so now it's like right around midnight. So are you counting like, when does the first day start?
This was the first day. So in 2 more days. On day 3, she will come. This is
on
day
day 3,
1.
you're
On day
right.
3, she will come.
Those mean different things, dude.
Yeah, I
No,
thought I was
totally,
bad with
totally.
time, but that's pretty
No,
bad
that's what
with time.
Ontology says to him.
yeah. No, I agree. No, but I agree with you.
But like an easy to get along with way.
Yeah.
Like we're chummy now. You've had the tea.
He says, "Oh, oops, the way I worded it was poor. She'll be arriving in 2 days hence."
Cool.
And
So-
we'll be ready.
Right.
He departs, and your group is 5 gold pieces richer.
Yay! 95 more to go.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to teach Lassie about croissants and goldfish.
Are there bakeries like in Westgate?
Mm-hmm. Westgate has bakeries.
Garlok says,
Wait a minute. What if we went around tomorrow to some of the bakeries and see if they make the fish croissant sweet thing, and then we sneak the toad in, and he can just watch it discreetly, and then we
You
just
can't
take
steal
the
someone
toad-
else's recipe. Ontology says. Why don't we go and taste them all and then figure out how we do it better?
Oh, I like that, because then I get to eat things with friends. It'll be great.
Right. We go on a croissant tour.
Oh, I am so ready for this.
I love that. That's great.
It's settled then.
Yeah, it's settled, and the evening the evening wears on, and you're like cleaning up, and just as it hits about, you said it was midnight, just as it hits about like 1 a.m. or so, you're about to close down and go to bed when you hear a voice from a shadow in the corner of your coffee shop, and it says, "Oh, are you closing down now?" 2 red eyes are in the shadows.
I don't remember installing a whisper in the corner, but I mean, do you want something?
From the shadows steps forth a tall, thin, willowy man. He's got red eyes, like deathly pale skin, and black hair, like just jet black hair. And he smiles, and you see 2 fangs in his mouth. And he says, "Yes, I could use a little drink."
My Chemical Romance plays softly in the background.
I mean,
okay.
we can do something real quick for you. Absolutely. Come have a seat.
And I'll guide him on over to the bar, to the counter.
Yeah.
Cafe bar, yeah.
Cafe bar. Yeah.
So he goes and he sits down at the cafe bar, and he pulls a half-eaten piece of muffin from his pocket, and he says, these were quite good, but I feel like they lacked a certain ingredient that I really just love in all my food." And with his other hand, he like pulls this vial out of his pocket and he places it on the bar, and inside seems to be a dark red liquid.
Chianti?
He chuckles and he says, "No, not quite wine, but perhaps more flavorful."
So out loud. Out loud, I'm going to say,
Oh, a secret ingredient. I like that. This is not the first time we've heard about hiding sweet delights in our bakery.
I don't know about you, but Thieves' Cant to me has always been like, subtle motions with my finger and like tapping my cheek and stuff like that. And in Thieves' Cant, I'd like to say, are you a supplier?
He signals in Thieves' Cant back, and he says, "Of this ingredient, yes."
And in Thieves' Cant, I'm going to say,
Blood. You're talking about blood, right? Come on, Sonny.
To
I don't
Thieves'
have all
Cant, it's
day.
yes.
Mm.
I
And
love
in
that even in Thieves' Cant, you're just a grandmother. Just I don't have all day.
I've been dealing with vampires since you were still not a vampire. Come on, come on.
and out loud, I'll say,
Well, we can definitely work with Lassie tomorrow and see what we can do.
He says, well, what about right now? I mean, if you were to impress me, I would guarantee you a certain amount of my kin would come here every day around 1 a.m. There's not very many cafes in this part of Westgate that would serve us.
Garlok's gonna say,
I mean, I guess we could just add the ingredient into the toad and see what happens.
You know, you would have to bake it into like something first and then like give it to the toad, which then recreates whatever it is that you gave it.
okay.
Does he just want a fancy latte? We have a coffee machine.
Hmm.
oh, I thought he was asking for a muffin.
He was, but I kind of like the idea of like a shot in like a shot of espresso and a latte, but instead of it's a shot of like AB negative.
Frothing
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can put some froth on there, some whipped cream if that's kind of your jam. We're closing, so we can't like make you a muffin right now, but we can make you a coffee or a tea. You know, I think it might be good in some milk. I've never tried it. but
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
they
here to
said.
judge.
He says, that does sound like it's kind of good. Sure. And then he slides the vial over towards you. He's like, impress me.
All right, so you said this coffee maker is actually quite cursed, right?
Mm-hmm. It hates
But
coffee beans.
It's hate coffee beans, but I could give it this vial of blood and be like, could you turn this into something espresso-y and then put it in some frothed milk?
I think we're gonna still have to put some coffee beans in there though. Get that caffeine going.
It's like a tea latte almost.
Like this idea that we're turning our coffee maker into a blood coffee maker, a blood espresso maker. Like,
You know,
This is only for the night clientele.
yeah. I mean, we'll have to do like the thing where we clean up the steam wands before we serve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What do you like? Can I also have proficiency with like cook's utensils. Can I like make some
nice.
sort of audacious inventing a hot drink for a vampire roll?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But
All
give
right,
me
so
a tool
let's-
proficiency roll. So, yeah, just roll a d20, then add your proficiency modifier to it.
Okay. Go. Let's see how this turns out. Go. Eh. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can.
Oh,
see
no, you're
us
fine.
still-
Can't
Oh
see it.
God. Okay. This is exciting. Oh my God. Is it going to land on 17?
Whoa!
Hey!
Yes! So that's a 19.
Wow.
Making a blood latte. Ontology is very lucky when it counts.
Yeah. I mean, you've never done anything like this before, right?
But it would make him happy.
Yeah, there's something about you. You just like have an insight into the vampire's psyche and like what they might like.
Yeah.
And you just manage to pull out like all your cooking skill and just make like the most. Not only does it look delicious and smell delicious to like people who aren't vampires, so like Maggie, Garlok, Ontology, all of you like think that this drink like smells and looks beautiful. You've just never seen a drink that's like so fancy. It looks so much better than even the regular coffees that you serve in your cafe.
Did I get like the thing where you like put the art in the foam so it's like
Yeah.
like except like it's a blood drop, right?
I love it.
Ontology, that is absolutely gorgeous.
when Ontology serves it, Garlok's just like, oh.
Yeah, you just witnessed like a master chef performance.
Ontology is secretly impressed, but
The
knows
secret
enough to be
ingredient
like,
was blood.
It was blood all along.
Yeah.
So this vampire, sitting in front of you, like looks at the drink and its like eyes widen and like you see like a little bit of like drool like appear on its chin and it quickly like wipes that away. And it is just blown away. Never in my hundreds of years of life have I seen such a beautiful drink. May I?
It's for you. You ordered it.
Thank you. And he chugs it down, and it's like a little bit of foam, like on his upper lip.
You got a little.
I immediately do the grandmotherly,
Oh, thank you. I will absolutely tell all of my kin about this place. Expect to see more of us around here. And then he plops down another 5 pieces of gold, and he says, keep the change. It is more than worth it for your level of artistry. May I know your name?
The name of the cafe?
No, he's like looking at you, Ontology.
Oh. I go, I'm Ontology Jones, priest, Paladin of Lyra, bringer of joy.
He like opens his mouth and hisses at you at that, but then he closes his mouth. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. This reflex.
Everyone gets joy.
Thank you. You've definitely brought some joy into my life tonight. Goodbye." And he leaves into the shadow and disappears.
Well, he certainly has an aesthetic, doesn't he?
I really think the black was a good idea. That was a good call on Ontology. That was
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to change our hours a bit, though. It sounds like we're going to shift everything a little bit later. Maybe we don't do breakfast anymore. Maybe we're a lunch, dinner, and late night crowd.
Yeah. Also, sleeping in brings me personal joy. So.
That is a win-win for everybody.
Could it be noted that when Ontology stared back at that vampire, when she said everybody gets joy, she said it in like a kind of a but know that I am strong and big kind of way.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, it definitely got that.
Good.
That's why it hissed a little bit at you, because it took it as like a little bit of a threat. But then it thought better of it. So it is the end of the first.
But don't bring your problems.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So it's the end of the first day, and you've managed to make 10 pieces of gold. So you're looking around with these 10 pieces, and you happen to notice that underneath the sign of the 2 waves, like that old worn out sign, there seems to be like a hatch that's labeled coin bin.
Right?
Like, is it in the floor, or is it like where is this hatch?
Yeah, it's in the floor, like underneath the old sign of the 2 waves.
Garlok
It's like in
starts
the
to
back.
open it. Garlok goes to open it and then stops and looks at Ontology and just goes,
This would have been a really good way for a mimic to get someone. So if it takes me, you grab me real quick.
I ready in action to grab. I'm ready, boss.
He opens it.
It goes straight into the sea.
That was not what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping there was going to be a bunch of gold down there. That would have been really convenient.
I think you're right. I think there is a bunch of gold. Remember our friend in the dinghy who, gave an offering? I think us being close to the water is close enough to do an offering.
So that means we got to make 200 gold.
Yeah.
Well, do we have to give half? Or was he just being super generous?
I think we gotta give half. I heard stories from sailors in Waterdeep about Umberly and getting upset, and it was not good. Yeah, it was really bad. Actually, Freely and Havilar taught me a lot about that. I didn't know about that.
Well,
I mean, are you a personal believer in Umberly?
I'm a personal believer in that a lot of stuff happens in this world that wants to hurt people, and even if I don't believe in it, it happens.
That's fair and respected by scientific and current events analysis read on what it's like to be alive. Great. So we got to make 200 gold pieces.
And then I
We've
think
already paid the first 10.
Yeah.
and we weren't even technically open yet. We were still fixing this place up. Imagine what we can do when it's done.
What if we have some kind of big opening party to attract as much business as possible in the next day.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess if we keep the haunted house aesthetic, we might be able to do that. We could advertise as the night cafe.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. That's very
Yeah.
good. Maybe we can change the sign from the waves to the moon or something spooky.
Mm. It's too bad we don't have a dead mind flayer hanging around. Sorry, that's from Tavern. Well, yeah, no, we could angle it as like we're the cafe open at night. Get your caffeine late.
Sure.
What are we gonna do about a name?
Well, because this was the 2 waves before, right?
It was just 2 waves. You didn't see a name associated with it
okay.
on any of the signs.
We could. What can we do with the paint that we have?
Ontology. Actually, as a paladin, you would just know that this is. You don't think that this sign was necessarily associated with like the tavern. It might be a religious sign.
Oh.
Caught up now. I now realize why I remembered that symbol.
Cool. All right. Well, I know that. So I communicate that.
Oh, that's good because I'm not sure how we were going to turn waves into a night. Because I like your idea, Garlok, of a night cafe, even if we're open during the day.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We don't want to like discourage people. So I think like having a cafe-like name, but we're open late would be good. He's gonna look around like the room. He looks at like the coffee relic and it just staring angrily at a bag of beans, just shaking angrily. And he's like, okay, so we make coffee. Coffee comes from beans. It's angry about the beans, but we don't need to worry about that. So it comes from the beans. Beans, 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 beans. And his eyes are going to land on the owlbear Paul, who's just kind of sitting on there playing with like a paintbrush. And Paul, and he goes, oh, wait a minute. Paul has beans. He got the beans. What if we call it Paul's Beans?
You're the boss.
Do you think you could draw a cute little owl bear on the sign?
Don't draw on the religious sign. Ontology sign.
Absolutely. We'll get
I'll get you some scrap wood.
we'll get our own sign. No, it's a good point. Good point. People like cute things, even if you're trying to serve a dark aesthetic. You can be dark and cute at the same time.
Yeah, we got a mascot, and then it's kind of scary, but also kind of cute. Maybe that's our aesthetic. Scary, but cute.
I try to live that every single day. And I
I'm
pat
being
the dagger
paid-
at my side.
Yeah, I'm being paid to be here. So
Garlok's gonna walk over to Paul. He's like, "See, look!" And he presses the ruby, and Paul becomes a full-sized adult owlbear. He goes, "See, scary!" And then he hits it again, and it becomes a baby owlbear again, and cute.
You know, we should charge for that kind of display. People would pay to pet to pet Paul. You know, we could be an owlbear cafe.
Owlbear cafe.
The night owl bear.
Oh, this is a nice melding of all these ideas.
Paul's Beans, the night owlbear.
So with that decision, the night comes to an end. Now, how many coins did you actually? What did you do with your 10 coins?
So I do think that Garlok would take half of them and drop them in the coin hatch.
Okay. The 5 coins plunk into the water and disappear into the darkness. And you close the hatch and you go to bed. The next morning, there is a light breeze coming from the sea. It is still a little chilly. Now, the supply ship comes and visits you in the morning. And you have 5 gold pieces. And once again, he's offering, there's 1 machine left, the 10 gold pieces. A day's worth of supplies, food supplies is 5 gold pieces. And repair supplies are 5 gold pieces.
Okay, so I think we're probably going to need... Well, okay, so she's coming on the second day, so we got today. So we need to make a lot of gold today.
I feel like we go for the regular supplies because if our aesthetic is
Yeah, that's what I was
spooky,
thinking.
then the rundown isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't need the alcohol machine, so
Yeah. So food supplies or cafe supplies. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, he sells you some cafe supplies for the day. He takes your money and he throws 2 gold pieces into the water on his way out. Now, for the
Okay,
day,
that's good to know. She rounds down.
Yeah.
just through my head, I was just like, well, yeah, it's D&D rules. Of course, you always round down.
We make all our prices in uneven numbers.
You're a genius.
So it's the beginning of the second day. You could also decide for the first half of this day, like, what do you wish to work on? Do you wish to? Oh, you can't, since you don't have any supplies, you can't repair the cafe anymore. But you could either do marketing, or you can work on your customer service.
Okay, so we need customer service for later when we try to get a bunch of people, and we need marketing to get all those people there, and then we also need somehow, maybe it's marketing to do research on how to make a croissant fish sweet thing. Yeah?
Can Ontology, not being particularly interested in buying merchant supplies, go for a little walkabout while that's happening and pound on the doors of other bakeries? Because who's up early? Bakers. So you there? Do you make a croissant? Do you make a croissant shaped like a fish? What's in it?
Oh,
I really
excellent.
need one. So
Yeah, okay,
like
so
that.
you spend your morning doing that, and as it so happens, you find 3 different bakers that make their own version of like goldfish with like something sweet inside, as bread. One happens to be like a type of like red bean paste. Another one happens to be chocolate, and another one happens to be like a sort of like a honeyed paste, it seems. And so you bring those 3 samples back to the cafe. Now, just, so for the day's activities, just, for this module, basically like, do you want to work on marketing, or do you want to work on service? Each of you can decide one of those.
I'm gonna look at Ontology with these wonderful croissants and say,
Well, which one of these do we think we could put the blood in that would taste the best? We might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
absolutely, let's do some market research. And I split each pastry in 3, and we sort of like go and eat them, and we're like, all right. And sort of, I don't know. I thought number 1 had the best flakiness.
It was very flaky, but number 2, oh, that chocolate is going to meld really well with the AB negative.
Mm.
And number 3, I don't remember which one was which now.
Honey paste is number 3.
Oh, number 3 was okay.
Yeah, we don't need to copy that one. All right, so crust from number 1, filling from number 2.
Brilliant. I love it.
I would like to take whatever is left and Frankenstein together the croissant that we want and feed it to Lassie.
And I think Garlok is going to go do marketing by shouting at people. Wow,
Okay.
that is the most like me that Garlok has gotten. When I was, long story short, at one point I was working at a fair when I was like 12, and they were like, we aren't getting enough customers. I was like, what if I started shouting at people? And they went, okay. So I just started shouting at everyone to come buy a Sprite, and they did.
I think the fact that you were 12 probably helped.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I mean, Garlok looks like he's 12.
take your owl bear with you.
Oh, okay, Paul, come on.
Paul lumbers along.
Always very cute, says Ontology as they leave.
Absolutely adorable and scary too. If we ever have a problem between you and the owl bear, I don't think we're going to have a problem.
As long as somebody gets joy from getting punched, that's enough for me. And that can be me a lot of the time.
And if it's keeping our bar safe, then it'll give me joy too.
Excellent.
So with
Great.
that, you see Garlok and his owlbear like walking out of the cafe, and this is a good time for us to take a 10-minute break.
Hey.
I need to go have some croissants right now.
I
I need to go
croissant
have
earlier.
baked goods of some sort right now.
Well, now's your chance. So we'll see you after the break. Hello, hello, welcome back. We are now going on to part 2 of an Inherited Cafe one-shot with our wonderful guests and new business owners who currently have 0 gold and perhaps a debt of at least 100 gold that they must repay by the end of day 3. So,
But we have a lot of friends and a recipe for a really, really good latte.
you do. It's a huge, it was a huge hit with that one vampire, and let's see
Yeah.
how that plays out. So you worked real hard on your cafe, and at the beginning of day 2, this is what it ended up looking like. You decided to use a lot of black paint, and you went with like a whole like spooky haunted house theme. So
Yeah.
this
Perfect.
is what you have.
The
So-
holes in the wall are part of the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's remarkably good for a day's worth of effort from
Yeah.
2 people.
yeah,
I
nobody
think you
mentioned
both did lovely.
mentioned windows to me, only black paint. So I made sure there were no windows in the picture.
Well, now you
It's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Windows are
especially
expensive.
on the water, we'd have to get double paned, and that's just gonna be that's gonna be the worst.
We're gonna need to do something about this before fall, though. So, like, as soon as we pay off the sea and the local like crime boss, then we have to, get in with the glaziers, I suppose. Do they have an exploitative guild?
So actually, somebody roll me a d10.
Okay.
Do they actually have an exploitative?
We're about to find
Roll.
out.
10.
10. Oh my god. Okay, great. So actually, you guys thought, you were just opening and nobody really knew about you guys. But throughout the day, 10 customers actually passed through. And through a combination of the food that you offer and the service that you offer, you make a total of 10 gold pieces off of them.
Yeah.
Do any of them seem like they might be part of the fire knives?
No. These all seem to be regular people that live around the neighborhood. So, at the very end of this rush of customers, one of you notices that in the corner, there are 2 customers of note. One appears to be an old gnome who has taken up one of the largest tables in the cafe, and they've ordered like one of everything. And they have like one of every drink, and they've just been sitting there for hours. And the other one is appears to be like a fire genasi who's very like richly dressed, flamboyantly dressed, and he's looking like he's looking around. He just arrived, and he's impatiently looking for service.
Oh, I will go trundling up to this fire genasi.
Oh, hi. Well, welcome to the Night Owl Bear. Can I get you something?
He looks at you, and he says, "Well, you sure can. I would like a cup of your hottest tea, if you may."
Oh, sure. Come on up to the counter.
I'll lead him up to the counter and is our tea maker actually making, well, our coffee maker is making the blood thing, but our tea maker actually makes tea, right?
Yeah, I made black tea last night.
Okay. I will make him a super, super hot cup of tea.
How do you ensure that it's extra hot?
That's a good question. I will bring the cup over to Lassie, and I'm gonna say, "All right, girl, I need you to give me a little extra boost," and I'm gonna put the cup on top of Lassie to heat up the whole thing.
Lassie seems to understand you, and it sort of swells up a little bit, and you see that like the bricks forming its body begin to like heat up. You see it sort of beginning to glow a little redder with like a ruby glow, and you see that the cup is starting to actually like share that same glow. It is like really freaking hot. In fact, you're not even sure if you could touch it without taking some fire damage.
Oh, well, I've got utensils all over the place, cooking utensils, thieves' tools, brewer supplies. I'm sure I got like tongs.
Yeah, you find a pair of tongs.
Yeah, and I will offer the fire genasi the cup on tongs.
So yeah, you take this cup and you like take the tongs and you like gently just pinch the cup and you bring it over to the fire genasi, who like looks at it. So as you lay it on the table, the wood begins to sizzle a little bit. You think it's actually good that it's like a little bit waterlogged and rotten, so it's not actually burning. But he takes it into one hand and he just sips on it casually and he says, "This is pretty good, but can you make it exceptional for me? You see, I'm a local area food influencer, and I'm searching for the hottest cup of tea in Westgate, in all of Westgate. And this is pretty hot, but yeah, can you make it hotter?"
Garlok is going to hear that, and he has a lot of fire spells.
I'm trying to figure out if we have any habaneros in here.
Yeah, there's some peppers in the supply crates. It's general supply crates.
Peppers to the elementals.
Oh.
Ontology whispers from over on the bar and then goes.
Yeah. No, Garlok's like, "That's a great idea," and like just grabs Ontology and runs over to the tea. So we're gonna try making a new tea thing, but giving peppers to the fire elementals, and Garlok's also going to use control flame to make them bigger so that they got a better chance against fighting the water elementals.
Nice.
But if you kill, never mind. Go.
No, they're not gonna, I'm not giving them enough power to win.
You say that as he like begins the process, but you see the fire elemental civilization seems to like swell with some sort of just a spurt of bright flames as it just completely decimates like the water elementals in this new war. In fact, it like spills over the area where they normally fight, and like the water elemental territory is like permanently smaller now. So this thing is now like 3/4 fiery territory and 1/4 like watery territory.
That we might have to worry about that later.
So the tea that comes from it is like so potently spicy that like even just smelling like the little wafts coming from like the mouth of the kettle is like tickling your nose. You could barely breathe it in. In fact, Garlok, you do breathe it in a little bit and you take like 1 point of fire damage.
I have resistance to fire.
Oh, great. Then you take none. Yeah, because we know half is 0. In D&D,
I would say then you take 2 points of fire.
No, I'm kind, so it's just 1.
I will have preheated a cup on Lassie to bring over for this concoction.
There we go.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you pour this tea into this cup, and like this Genasi's eyes like light up. He's like, what do you call this marvelous drink? This marvelous concoction?
We
we call it the extra fiery, awesome cup of fire. Oh, you already said fire. Ontology, what's another word for hot?
Smoking.
Smoking tea.
He says, I love the drink, but not the name. But he downs it. And he says, excellent. I will certainly tell everybody about how amazing your drinks are here. And with that, he puts 3 gold
Hashtag
pieces.
out there.
He puts 3 gold pieces on the counter, and then he walks out.
Okay.
So there's only the gnome in the corner. And this time the gnome, you see that he's like staring into one of his cups, and he's like is motioning one of you over, like he's making a motion for service.
Wait, let's go over there. Let's all go over there.
So we're all going to very unnaturally walk over there.
You all unnaturally walk over there.
I make
And-
an insight check. on my
Yes.
way.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I should have rolled before I asked.
Yeah.
It's rolling.
Ugh,
It's going.
that's one of my best stats. So watch me roll a 1.
No, don't put that into the universe.
Oh, I'm gonna get a 14.
Okay. So, this is what's gonna happen. So basically, he sees you guys coming, and then he shows you like the inside of the glass and inside the cup, and it's a third full of coffee. And he says, "Hey, I really did not enjoy this cup of coffee. This was like one of the worst cups of coffee I've ever had. So, can I return it? Can I just get it taken off my bill?"
I want to do an insight check now.
So, yeah. Okay, please do.
Okay. I'm going to roll Vecna's eye.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, no, that's, I got a 5 total. He's just like, oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
So, ontology, you could tell that this person is lying, and you think that they actually enjoyed the coffee.
Yeah. Is this the kind of person who gets a big order and then complains and then tries to get the whole thing comped?
As a former restaurant manager, I am very angry right now.
This is a
Suddenly, this got real.
I've
This got
literally
so
dealt with
real.
this dude.
this is the kind of person who spreads low-key misery to tipped employees wherever he goes.
And you said that
Possibly,
this gnome had
yes,
bought
yes.
like one of each thing?
Oh, many, many things. You think that his entire bill would probably be somewhere around the realm of like 15 gold pieces.
Ontology is going to say, yeah, I'll take that off the bill. No problem. Your total is 15 gold pieces then with the discount.
I love it. Deception.
Ooh. I do. I have very high charisma, so I'm high on deception too.
May I help with that?
Yeah, roll advantage.
Yeah, because I have.
But what will you say to help?
I'm not going to say anything,
Yeah.
but when Ontology says this, I'm going to nod approvingly and give that grandmotherly look of like, oh, you just did something very nice. Like this person would be really going against the grandmother if he argued with Ontology.
All right, that's a 15.
15. Excellent. He nods and he says, okay, well, then he just rummages in his pockets for a little bit. And then he hands you a slip of paper. And on the slip of paper, it reads, your cafe's name. And then it says 90% off. And he's like, I would like to use this coupon.
Oh.
I
Who-
don't remember writing this because I don't write things.
Definitely did not write it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not valid during our opening, what's the term for a restaurant opening week?
Mm.
It's not valid during our opening week. You have to come back again after we have our grand opening in 3 days' time.
Oh, so you're saying this coupon's valid only in 3 days' time?
Yeah, I don't know how you got a coupon so early, to be honest with you.
Are you from the future?
Somebody was just handing them. I just got it from my mail.
Can I make an intimidation check?
Absolutely.
Soft open. Thank you. Somebody put that in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was bugging me.
Also, I approve of that laugh of intimidation.
I feel like I'm
like physically everything I've ever wanted to be. Oh, yes. Stop there.
Oh!
What is it?
It's a 23.
Holy cow! So what do you say or do with this intimidation?
I say I guess I just kind of like, he's a gnome, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really big compared to him. And I'm gonna crouch down and I'm gonna say, hey friend, let me tell you about my holy symbol here on my necklace. Is I am Paladin, the goddess of joy. And what brings joy to people is a nice cafe in their neighborhood, a place where they can gather with people, good food and drink, a little bit of like a third space, overhearing interesting conversations, getting some coffee to go in the morning because you're tired and you need to treat yourself, all of those things. But a cafe cannot function if it does not make money. And you know what else brings joy to people? Hearing that the kind of person who rips off good, honest business people just got what was coming to him from a paladin of the goddess of joy.
Rips off? What? Me? You're accusing me of doing what? Ripping people off?
I'm accusing you of trying to rip me off right now, buddy. So what do you say? How do you want to spread joy in the world today?
Well, I'm gonna take this coupon and I'll be back in 3 days.
Yes, and you'll leave 15 gold pieces now.
He looks at you, and you think that he's like thinking about something, but then he just reaches into his pocket and puts 15 gold on the table, and then he walks out with a huff, and he makes sure to say something on the way out like, "This place is what a ripoff."
Where did he put the coupon?
Oh, he took it back.
Like, did he put it in like a pocket?
Yeah, he put it in one of his pockets.
Can I try? Can I?
Yes, totally.
I totally thought that, okay, yeah, if he put it back in his pocket as he's leaving, I'm gonna walk behind him, and it's not in his pocket anymore. I want it.
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand. Yeah.
That's a 25.
Oh my god! I'm not even gonna roll against it. Like
I just slowly walk behind, and even though my ancient legs are moving slowly, you don't even see my hand.
You know what? You rolled so well. You took the coupon and 2 more gold pieces from this guy.
I'm going to give these to that nice man on the boat.
So, with that, all of your customers are done.
Well,
for the
real
day.
quick, after that, I think when she walks back, Garlok is just gonna look at the two of you and go, thank you both so much for being here and helping me with this, because I would not be able to do this without you, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Aw.
I'm going to hand the coupon over to Ontology and say,
Would it bring you joy to destroy this?
I'm going to jump up and down on it first.
Love it.
Wow, you can jump very high in all that armor. I'm very impressed.
I literally is the two things. Well, I'm very strong, but I'm also like, I'm real clumsy. So I'm definitely going to like not jump gracefully.
So,
but you're jumping for joy.
Yes.
Yeah, as you jump up and down on it, you notice that like the letters don't seem to move naturally with the crumple of the paper, and you can discern after a little while that this is actually written in like illusory script. So you know that gnomes use or have an affinity for illusion magic, and you think that he was up to no good with it.
Oh.
So,
Man, he didn't even try to forge his own. Maggie is now extra offended because she's like, I could forge something better than this in my sleep.
He didn't even give this a good try.
So,
I
the
kind
first.
of want to let him come back, though. I just want to see what he does.
Right.
Save that for the sequel.
Yeah.
So,
That, by the way, that is also what happened with the customer at my restaurant, where he came out and I was like, "Oh, I am ready."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the it's about evening time. You know, by the time you deal with this gnome, the sun begins to go over the horizon, and throughout the day, the wind had been like picking up a little bit, and now there seems to be like a light drizzle of rain that's coming from the direction of the sea. It's pretty chilly. So
Concerned, Garlok is gonna put half of what was made already in the hole.
okay, so you put 15 into the hole.
Yeah.
Now, roll me another d10.
Okie dokie. By the way, did Garlic get to do any of the marketing collar stuff?
You did. Yeah, you kind of did it off screen, and there's certain
Okay,
effects that happen.
Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. All right, so D10, rolling for everybody. 6.
6. Okay, excellent. So, this evening, 11 customers arrive at your cafe, just regular customers that pass through. 5 of them appear to be vampires who order more of that amazing blood latte drink. Did you have a name for that, by the way? Did I miss the name?
What was the person who ordered it first of all? What was their name?
I don't think we got one.
Their name, you didn't get it, but let's just say, like, in passing, you learned, like, people would say, like, "Oh, Razlo sent me. Oh, Razlo sent me."
All right, the Razlo special, I say.
The Razlo special. Yeah, so 5 of them order the Razlo special. 6 people order like the regular wares that your cafe offers, and you make a total of 15 more gold. So you are up to 30 now.
Hmm.
But we have to give 7, well, rounding down, to give, 7 of that to the sea, though. Right?
Up to you guys.
Let's hold off until the end of the day. I feel like if we keep throwing money in a hole, we're gonna lose track of it.
Right.
Hmm.
I was just mostly worried that the rain was Umberly because she scares me.
I mean, there is also just normal weather,
Oh, that's right. I always forget about that.
and rain can be good. I mean, people want to get in from out of the rain and out of the chill and have a nice
Oh.
warm drink, right? Maybe this is Umberly actually helping us.
Yeah, actually, as you say that, you see a kindly looking older woman step into the like a grandmotherly looking woman step into the cafe, and she shakes
I lock
herself
eyes
off
with her
in the rain.
immediately.
She's
Garlic's like,
Old
"Is
lady
that-
game, I say.
Wait, no, we nod appreciatively to each other, you know.
Is that your
but-
rival?
Oh no, there's no rivalry.
And I give her a very respectful nod.
Oh, they team up to solve murder. mysteries.
she is. I love it.
Except I'm the one who does the murder.
I love that as a show concept.
Try in your young age.
Oh dear, I have stories.
So she's got pointed ears and she's wearing like green, soft-looking clothes, perhaps like made of felt. And she's carrying like a huge sack, like a huge purse with her as she enters. And she sort of squints and looks around and she says, "Oh, is this some sort of cafe? I don't
Is a
remember one
cafe.
being here. Oh, great. Could I just get a warm cup of coffee and a muffin?"
Yeah, absolutely.
and Garlic is gonna go over and try to do this himself.
Yeah, you.
Just gonna hover.
So you manage to make a cup of coffee and get the muffin with Ontology's assistance giving you a little bit of guidance with the coffee because she knows the coffee maker best.
Yeah, like Garlock goes to like just take a handful of beans and like put it on there. Just no, you drop it on there. It's gonna take your whole hand.
He bitey.
Yes.
That's
That's the name of the coffee maker, Bitey.
It's Bitey.
It's Bitey.
Perfect.
But this is good that you're learning how to do this so you can cover vacation.
A vacation. Oh yeah, I know those. Last time that happened, nobody came back.
Oh.
Everybody should get 4 weeks of vacation a year.
Deal, as long as you promise to come back.
That seems very fair.
So as you're having your discussion, this old grandmother like eats the muffin, drinks the coffee, and then she says, "That was pretty good. How much do I owe for these two?" And you know that in general it would be about 3 gold pieces.
3 gold pieces.
She says, "Oh, okay, 3. Oh, all right." She reaches into her bag and she opens it, and at that moment you catch the glint of nothing but platinum. This purse is just filled to the brim with platinum pieces. And she counts. She
Maggie's
pulls
not
out
anywhere
3.
seeing this, right?
She pulls out 3, counts them on her hand. 1, 2, 3, and then puts them on the counter in front of you.
Wait, she puts platinum in front of us?
Yeah, she's like, "Here you go, 3 gold pieces."
I'm not good with conversion, but that's way too much.
You know that's 10 gold per platinum.
All right. So, we don't have enough money to give you change, ma'am.
Change? What do you mean?
Those are platinum pieces.
Platinum? She like looks down at those pieces and she like picks them up and examines them and she says, "Oh, well, I suppose you're right. I guess I have nothing but platinum."
Can I take a quick look at this? Being a fellow old lady, are her bifocals wrong? Like, does she?
She's not wearing bifocals.
Oh, she doesn't. Wait, she have any glasses on?
No, she's been
Oh, well,
squinting.
That's the problem. I'm going to reach into one of my pockets and pull out one of the 24 pairs of glasses that I just have on me, reading glasses, because when you just leave them everywhere. And I'm going to walk up and just casually put it next to her and say, "Oh, you dropped this, dear," and leave the glasses and keep on going.
Oh, she says, "Oh," and she like puts them on her face and like she like blinks her eyes a couple of times and then she opens them and she can like focus, and she like looks back at her you guys, and she looks back at her bag, and then she says, "Oh, how much again was it for the
3 gold. Gold.
3
not
gold.
platinum. Gold.
Oh, right." And she reaches in again into her bag, she pulls out 3 coins, and then she slides them over to you and she goes, 3 gold pieces.
What kind of coins are they?
They're platinum.
Oh, I think Garlok's gonna turn to Ontology and just be like,
Do we have like 7 gold that we could just
Do
give
have
her
some,
back?
okay, so we're
Okay.
gonna do the change thing. We're gonna hand her back. We're gonna say, "Okay, perfect. You do get some change though, ma'am." And then we hand her back 7 gold and 2 platinum, and we say, "There's your change, ma'am.
Yeah,
Do you
all
need
there.
us to call you like a foot taxi or something to get home? It's pretty late."
She takes it.
Lots of dangerous people in the shadows.
Yeah,
I don't know
she,
what they do in there.
We can ask the next time the Raslo comes by.
she says, I didn't expect change, but all right, if you say so. And then she puts the coins in her purse and she begins to walk out of the cafe. And you notice that there's like a patron that's been watching her. He's been sitting in the corner the whole time, like nursing a cup of coffee. And
what
he's
kind of coffee?
And what kind of patron?
he
Oh,
uh,
you got to watch out for those.
a regular cup of coffee. He might be some sort of like sea dog, like a pirate sailor.
When he clocks what's been going on and been leaving, is he appreciative of the good thing that Ontology and Garlok have done, or is he going, "That's an old lady with a big purse of platinum"?
Roll me an insight.
Not my best, but here we go. 8.
With an 8, he like, you're not quite sure, but he does look at her and he looks back at you guys He sort of gives you like this head nod like this, and then he finishes his coffee, stands up, and like walks out the cafe. Also,
I'm gonna follow him, and I'd like to be stealthy about it.
roll a stealth.
Yes. Yep. I don't trust this.
Also, as you go out, Garlok says, "Be careful out there," and you have bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice.
You get a d6.
Yeah, sure. I'll add to that. So that's a 19 total.
Nobody seems to notice you as you walk out outside the cafe. You see that the old lady is walking away from it. It's still lightly drizzling rain, and visibility is like slightly obscured, but you could easily make her out. And then you could see that the burly-looking guy is like behind her, maybe about 10 feet, but he's like coming up like quickly on her.
Okay, when he gets
And-
within 5 feet, I want to be behind him. I just right behind him, and if I got to use some of my rabbit stuff to do it, I can. But I just want to be behind him.
Nice.
I'm holding onto my sewing needle, which is my dagger, and I'm going to whisper very quietly in his ear,
Us grandmothers have to stick together, you know?
His eyes get super wide as he hears these words, and his head like snaps towards you. And man, give me an intimidation with advantage, because that was super good.
Okay, all right, 22.
Holy cow. Yeah, he shrinks back from you and he like puts his hands up and he says, Hey, I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean anything by it.
I'm sure you didn't. Yeah. Listen, everybody gets their eyes a little big when they see someone who needs a lot of help. So, but she's going to be just fine and you're not going to need to help her anymore, right?
Right. I think she's just fine on her own. You're right.
Absolutely. I'm going to pat him on the cheek, and I would like to sleight of hand steal whatever he's got in his pockets.
Nice. Okay, sleight of hand it. Let's go.
Yes.
It's a natural 20 for a 27.
Oh my goodness.
He can't take his eyes off of me as I pat him on the cheek, and my other hand is just, I want everything he's got on him.
Man, okay, so yeah, so
It's been a whole day since I've stolen anything, and I've been itching for a little score.
right, so you managed to snag a purse that's worth 35 gold. It's got 35 gold pieces inside. You think that's like the entirety of his fortune there. So let's see, that's 53 total now. Okay.
Perfect.
And then you managed to take what appears to be like like an emblem of some sort. And this emblem has got 2 waves on it. You know, it looks like the symbol that's like on that old sign in the tavern.
Okay.
Seems similar.
So I put that in my granny robes. I finish patting him on the cheek, and I will move to the side, indicating that he should walk in the direction away from where his mark was going. So like,
All right, it's been good talking with you, Sonny. You should get on home now.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. You're not going to be following me, right, ma'am?
It depends. Are you going home?
I am.
Good, good. You know, us grandmothers, we stick together.
I'll remember that. Absolutely, I'll
do.
remember that.
Goodbye now.
and I'm going to continue to wait for him to start moving.
He just scampers away. He like slightly stumbles on his feet as he's like running away the opposite direction in the darkness.
Perfect. Once he's gone, I'll come back to the cafe. He said 35 gold.
35.
Math. So I'll put half of the, like, as I'm coming in, I open up the hatch and I put half of it down the hatch. And I'll hand the rest over to Garlok and say,
Oh, very nice tip for you from that nice man for the nice thing that you and that you and Ontology did.
Oh, well, that's nice. It's so nice of him.
It was very nice.
Turns out he was a nice guy. He seems suspicious.
Mm. Well, you know, some people, you misjudge the first thing you see of them, right? Oh, my back is just killing me today.
I'll go back to work.
Just to keep it simple, I've actually calculated for you how much gold you have made for the day. So we'll just say you throw it in like at the end of the day with like, you know, the rest of it you decide. Because otherwise it's going to be like way too much accounting.
That's fair.
But I'll remember
Thank
that
you.
you said
We're
that.
just regularly doing it and keeping track, but you've got it the easy way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, no worries. So it's the end of the second day, and you've made a total of 53 gold for the day, and you had 15 gold previously. So of this 53, if it is exactly half that you wish to give up, you'll end up giving up 26 gold pieces. So I have to round. I have to actually round.
Oh, weird. That's gonna. Ugh.
That will
And does
leave
that-
you. That will leave you with 27 plus the 15 is 42. So you will have 42 gold pieces after you donate everything.
Okay. So that didn't include the stuff that I took off of the nice man.
It did.
Okay.
That 53 includes the 35.
Okay. I mean, if we end up with 42, that's not bad.
No, then we just have to work slightly harder. And maybe if we impress Miss Fancy Extortionist, who I would like to learn more about.
Fancy extortionist sounds like a magic card.
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just thinking about how much joy might be brought, you know, if people aren't paying extortion money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, very, very even, this ontology.
Sorry, no, I just decided to Google it. I typed in fancy extortionist, and of course, dockside extortionist came up.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, that
course.
was the nice man I just talked to.
I mean, you're kind of the dockside extortionist, Maggie. It should have been
I
pictured.
mean, yeah. We call a spade, I guess. Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the end of the second night, and you've given that money. And when you wake up the morning of the third day, the wind and the rain remain light, and it's still a little bit chilly, but it seems to be steady. The supply ship comes in, and you know, once again, they make the same offer. There's one machine up for sale that's still left for 10 gold. You could buy repair goods for 5 each, or you could buy food supplies for 5 for the day.
See, I'm tempted to say that we actually buy the alcohol one, but just for tonight, and then sell it, because then we could get, maybe if we get people drunk, they'll like the food better.
Ontology isn't here because Ontology doesn't want to get up.
Oh, drat. Okay.
Ontology is sleeping in.
Okay, that's fair. That brings her joy. So Maggie will be there, and Maggie will say,
You know, if Ontology was here, I think she would be very, very concerned about a bunch of drunk people in the bar when we've got a lady
that's
coming.
Fair.
Mm.
Okay, well, I'll take the food supplies and then make it a nice evening.
Well, you know what though? You can ask the nice man in the dinghy if he's got anything special for opening night that we can look at. Maybe
Do you have anything
there's-
special for opening night we can look at?
Oh, special, huh? He thinks about it, and he glances back at his ship, and he says, "Oh, I don't have any additional supplies beyond what you see here, but I could maybe bring a few of my sailor pals over."
That would be great.
Okay, so when should I show up?
How about early evening?
Early evening.
What time is the lady showing up?
This evening.
Wait, like the same time or like later?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I want them to be there before her.
Yeah, you could tell them to be there before her. She'll be there
Okay.
in the evening. Let's just say like, yeah, right before evening. They'll be there.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Great. So he gives you a thumbs up, and then he begins to row back towards his larger boat. He says, "Can't wait to party with you," and he throws like half the gold that he got from you into the sea.
You too. Bye. A nice man.
Out of character, I think it's probably by the sound of this good that Ontology is having a sleep in and gathering her power.
Yes.
So
I will bring joy.
You will
once again, the
not
three of you.
bring joy, but ejecting you will bring many joy.
Mhm. The balance of joy must be maintained.
The only cafe with a bouncer. Actually, I bet every cafe in Westgate needs a bouncer. That makes sense. So-
She brings joy through yeeting.
Brings her a lot of joy. Brings me joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once again, you can make the three decisions. The three of you can each make a decision amongst the three activities again. Oh, I guess you didn't buy any repair supplies. So it's more marketing. You know, you could tell more people about the grand opening that you have, or you can work on your customer service.
Garlok's definitely going for marketing.
So I'm gonna say what I want to do, and you can tell me how much
Sure.
of this you want me to role play or not. Because so we made friends with the night masks, and my whole plan was to try to make friends with the fire knives too, and make our place to be neutral ground with the two warring factions, so that they both like to protect us and buy them off with baked goods and granny niceness,
I mean,
and
that's-
also a bunch of thieves' cant giving them a lot of info on stuff that's going on.
So you could totally try to do that, but you know, cart before the horse kind of thing. Basically, you're saying you're inviting fire knives.
I'm brokering a neutral ground between the two of them, basically. Like
So
fire
you-
knives come before it gets dark, and night masks come after it gets dark.
So you're
and
inviting
then-
fire knives in the daytime, and you're inviting night mass in the evening.
yeah, I want them to
Okay.
like our place and want to protect us.
Great. Yeah, you already had a number of vampires going in there to the evening, and so like the vampires, a large number of them actually happen to be night masks. So you have an easy in with them. So they definitely were easy to find, and you know they agree. They love your place anyways. They'll bring more of their people. The fire knives are a little bit difficult to find, but you do your best, and you think that you've successfully made contact with them through the day. You've asked them to come, during the daytime. And so I'm gonna count that as marketing.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring too.
I don't know. Ontology's gonna pursue customer service. She's gonna look at the tea machine, and maybe she's gonna put some peppermint in there to see if that peps up the blue side.
Yeah, you put some peppermint in there. It doesn't seem to have any effect on like the balance of the fire elementals versus water elementals in the contraption. However, you think that if you really wanted to mess with it, you sort of are inspired by this interaction, and you think that maybe some sort of magic can be channeled into this in order to affect the balance.
Well, I drink the tea then and go.
It is very warm, very hot.
Well, people like to stay for a while at a cafe.
Mm.
Keep
Also, no one likes cold tea.
No, unless it's iced, it has to be like purpose cold.
Yeah.
So somebody roll 2d20.
Not me.
Garlok, it's your place.
All right. Me and D20s don't always get along, but we'll see how this goes.
So you've done no more repairs, and this is what your cafe continues to look like on day 3.
15 total.
15 total. Excellent.
I mean, the aesthetic is strong.
Ooh. Okay, so a lot more people are starting to come towards your cafe. A total of 31 people, in fact, with a large number of them being fire knives. So from these individuals, you make a total of 56 gold pieces.
Ooh.
While they're here, I would like to chat with as many of them as possible, being the grandmother on the outside and Thieves' Cant on as much as possible, feeding them information, letting them know that the night masks are coming tonight and that we're in neutral ground, and also that, hey, you know, we could help you out with all the baked goods that you need if, you know, if you don't mind making sure that we don't encounter any trouble.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Sure. Well, you know what? I had that natural 20 earlier, and so it was time. Natural 1 for 5.
Roll me perceptions, everybody.
Oh boy.
I was trying. 12.
8.
It's going.
The
good.
anticipation.
Oh, it's delicious. I hope it lasts.
Oh no, it's rolled underneath like the thing. Oh no. Everybody's rolling low.
Oh no.
Yeah, 5.
5. Okay.
I just woke up.
So yeah, they nod and they're like, yeah. And then eventually they leave, and you notice 8 gold pieces later are missing from your coin collection. You invited some thieves into your cafe. They didn't quite love what you were trying to convince them of, and so they left with some gifts that they gave themselves, I guess.
Well, I didn't want to pick sides, but I guess maybe I will be.
See, I was just going to suggest at the beginning that we both end up fighting both of them, and then there's no gangs that we have to worry about. But, you know, this plan seems like it's working well.
That's the long-term plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a question. Can you guys go to 9:30?
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay. In that case, as they all leave, you think that everybody that's left, you think that everybody's like left, but who's behind the counter right now?
Garlok.
Garlok. So Garlok, you are turning around to look at the customers leave the cafe when you spot in front of you like 5 horns that are peeking up from like the from behind the counter.
Yeah.
And so when you lean over and take a look, you see 3 young minotaurs.
Oh my god. When Garlok sees that, Garlok just goes,
Oh my god, you're adorable.
And they're peering up at you with their large eyes. They look a little nervous, and they're all wearing like you recognize them as like junior ranger uniforms. They're like rangers in training. And they're like holding a gold piece between the 3 of them, and like one of them like offers it up to you with like his little hands, and he's like, please sir, could we order 1 hot chocolate?
Guess what? We're actually running a special today for Rangers. You each get a free hot chocolate.
and Garlok is going to make them each a hot chocolate.
Their eyes get all wide and stuff, and they're so excited. They're like, oh, really? Oh my god, 3 hot chocolates. Oh, thank you. Our parents never let us have hot chocolates or any sugar, really. This is gonna be such a treat.
This is a mistake I'm going to regret later, but right now you're so adorable I don't care.
So they wait for their hot chocolate, and it's done making. You've got the 3 cups, and they're like eagerly just rocking back and forth, like just waiting for you to hand it to them.
Garlok's gonna give him hot chocolate.
Each of these kids like hold it for a second, their eyes get wide, they smell it, and then they each just like gulp it down real quick, and afterwards their eyes just like become huge saucers.
Oh
and
yeah, here's that mistake I was talking about.
Their pupils dilated to tiny beads. You see like little blood shot, like your eyes get a little bit bloodshot, and they begin to like huff steam like through their nose. They're like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. And then the 3 of them begin to just charge every direction, spreading throughout the cafe, running into the furniture, crashing into the walls, and each of you have a chance to deal with one of these little junior minotaurs. What are you gonna do to calm them down? They're breaking your stuff.
Oh boy. Okay.
Can
Go for it, Ontology.
Ontology see this and go, let's all go outside for an amazing race. Come on, you can't catch me. Let's go, kids. And I'm going to get their attention and very cartoonishly run outside and try to draw them out of the shop.
Yeah, I'll let you decide. It could be either deception or persuasion. Up to you.
I'm gonna persuasion. I feel I'm so fun.
Garlok's gonna say, Ontology is the fastest person here, and you get bardic inspiration.
Love it.
Nice.
So you can add a d6 if you want.
The kids are like, oh, the fastest. Oh, we're the fastest.
Oh, Lyra, here children love to run.
It
All
brings them
right.
so much joy.
So that's 10 plus 14. I'm going to use that
Ooh.
D6. Roll it. Wait again. This is why we need to run the stream long.
All right.
No problem.
The anticipation is worth it.
It is, yeah. It's like, they work.
Oh, I can make the picture bigger. Oh, I just learned how to do that. Go.
Plus 6 gives
So what's
me
that total?
20.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I look very fine.
Dirty 20. So, yeah, like all three of them snap to attention as you're like racing out, and they're like, challenge accepted, and they race after you into the street. Now the three of them are just hot on your heels. Where are you leading them? What are you gonna do?
I am going to lead them to, there's a dock, right?
Yeah, there's a dock right next to you. That's where you meet
And
the supply ship.
It's like relatively safe. They're not gonna like run over by a cart or anything like that if I run them up and there and back. These are things that Ontology would check. So
Yeah, no rusty nails, no fear of tetanus. You're good.
Oh, okay, great. How dirty does the water look?
Pretty dirty. Oh my
Like-
goodness, Lolly Laggy, thank you for the 20 community subs.
Whoa.
20 gift subs. I really appreciate it.
It'll give me tetanus dirty, or I'll need a bath dirty.
You'll need a bath. Maybe you'll be sick in the morning dirty.
But I'll be okay to work tonight.
You have to come in even if you're sick. Let's be real. No, I'm just kidding. You can work tonight.
No, I don't.
yeah. I mean, those are just the bad bosses.
Yeah. I am going to run to the end of the dock. And if it seems like the little minotaur beasts are going to catch me, I'm going to jump off the end of the dock, and I'm going to tell them to come into the water and chase me, and I'm going to make them swim back out. And that should burn off all of that energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Nobody should get
actually,
too sick.
make an athletics check for how far you leap off the dock.
Okay. How fun.
So yeah, you run to the edge of the dock, and you're like inspired to just leap off of it as far as you can. And seeing that the three little junior minotaurs, they just follow right after you, and they also leap horn first.
Uh-oh. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Hey!
So you
Cheers.
splash like way farther from them, and after a moment, like their little heads like come up in the water, and they've like stopped trying to chase you. They're just like, whoa, it's like you were flying.
That's the power of joy, kids, I say as I dog paddle back over to them.
Yeah.
But do they seem like they've calmed down now?
Yeah, like after you swim back, it seems like they sort of calm down, and they follow you back into the cafe.
Okay. I'm going to get there, and I'm going to say, I will be taking my break after this, and I'm going to say, where are your parents?
Oh, and they say, well, our mom is just at the market stall across the street. She said she wanted to just take a break from us. And so, she just let us hang out here for a bit. I hope that's okay.
Oh, that's perfect. And you've hung out here for a while, so let's go take you back to your mom now.
Okay, so you take them back to their mom.
Yeah.
She looks a little bit like, they're dripping wet, but she wisely keeps her mouth sealed about it
I think
as
you're
she looks
gonna
at
leave it.
you.
Yeah. I'm just going to say to her, if you're going to leave your children in the care of other people, ma'am, then I am not responsible for the state that your children come back in. By the way, they all need baths, and you should probably take them to like get some herbs or something tomorrow.
Would you say that this is a intimidation?
I mean, I'm trying. I don't think I'm trying to be intimidating. I'm just trying to be like matter of fact, like don't send your kids to the cafe because it's not a good place for children to hang out, and we're not babysitters. Maybe that's more intimidating than Ontology would like.
So
I don't know. If good life advice is intimidating, then that's on her.
I just don't want to get yelled at for giving her back 3 wet, possibly E. coli children.
So the 3 Minotaur kids like look up at you and they say, "Wait, does that mean we can't come back to the cafe? We can't race with you again?"
You can come back and race with me again, but you have to be well behaved while you're inside the cafe because that's my place of work. And just like you can't go around like breaking stuff at your mom's work, you can't break stuff at my work. I'm Ontology, and I introduce myself to all of them and shake all of their hands individually, make eye contact with them. I get down on the ground.
You've taught them a valuable lesson about respect, and they shake your hands back and they say yes.
You're still young enough to appreciate it.
I genuinely wish I had someone like Ontology in my restaurant.
Right?
I kind of want someone like Ontology now.
Right?
Just in my life all the time.
Or like in the White House. But okay, so the kids look up at you and they're like, "Will you race with us again?"
Absolutely. But now I'm going to go have a bath. Bye.
Bye. And then the kids have become, that the kids have become regulars at your cafe. They promise to come
well-behaved
back.
regulars, thanks to Ontology.
Hopefully. Well, wait till they get to be 12, then they'll be disrespectful. But
As well behaved as kids can be.
yeah.
Okay. So, and the mom, she looks at you, before you leave, and she like quietly presses 5 additional gold pieces into your hand, and she mouths, "Thank you." And
No problem. Hey, what does she sell?
Oh, she wasn't selling; she was buying in the market.
Oh, okay. Darn. Well, all right. Well, that's fine. I'm just going to say thanks for the gold, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to give it to my boss, and then I'm going to say, "Cool, see you in an hour," and I'm going to go clean myself up.
Okay.
He just waves.
I will gladly cover Ontology's shift so that she can get all clean and not full of E. coli.
Yes.
Yeah, so you help her, and you get her clean, just in time for, and by that time that's done, night falls upon Westgate, and you see that there's like a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, and now the waves are starting to pick up a little bit, but it's just like a gentle lapping against the port and the shores of Westgate. So, roll me one last 2d20, Trevor.
Okay. 2d20. Rolling. 32.
Ooh.
Dice are with us tonight.
Yeah.
So it seems like all of your marketing and all of your efforts in building up this big opening event have paid off in the evening. A total of 45 people, including some sailors from the supply ship and some night masked vampires, have all shown up for the grand opening of this cafe. And from them, you've made a total of 85 pieces of gold.
Yeah, as they all start coming in, Garlok goes, "Welcome to Paul's Beans, a night owl bear cafe."
Hold on, I have to do some quick math. Okay. Okay, there we go.
In D&D? What?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, as a business owner, yeah, accounting is very important. Okay. So, yeah, so they have a good time and they carouse, and you have a very successful opening night launch event. And just as the party is reaching like the pinnacle of its enjoyment, you see the servant reappear at the entrance to the cafe.
Spooky guy that's not a vampire, but he might be a vampire.
I'll go on over to. Oh, we didn't get his name. Just Lady Skona is coming, but I'll go over to Lady Skona's man and say,
Oh, welcome back. You're just in time for the grand opening.
So he looks around and he says, "Impressive. You have all done quite a good job in making this place popular, and I just love the colors that you've chosen for this place."
Well, you know, they say that black never goes out of style, so we went with something classic.
He nods and he points at it. He like taps his doublet. He's just wearing all black. And he says, "Well, you better get all these people out of here. The lady is about to arrive any moment now. I've come here as her herald to let you know that she doesn't like to dine with anybody else."
Oh. That was not made clear.
We can get her a table by herself, certainly, but
Do we have anything resembling a private room? What about the back?
Yeah, you could probably whip one up real quick. Man, how would you create a private room? How could you do that? What do you guys have? You don't just have one like handy.
Do we have a supply closet?
Yeah,
You do have a
Garlok-
supply room.
How is it, like a tiny room or like a decent size? Yeah, I don't want to cram her into a closet is a thing. That's not. We can't put her in the bathroom for the same reason. That would be weird.
ooh, we're right on the edge of where the water is, and we're on a pier. Do we have like we're on a dock, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
do we have like a deck?
Yeah, there's some deck on the side that's not being used. If you put a table out there, you know, you could probably.
Dockside table.
Yeah, and a little awning, or if we've got like an umbrella for, you know, a little bit of cover, we'll put some nice candles out there and looking
Now I-
over the water.
it'd be gorgeous.
Now I get why Leah wanted to put a secret room and find spirits. This makes way more sense now. If we had a secret room, this would have been perfect.
The next time we get the building supplies, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ontology will just help make that happen. Sounds good, and we'll move the heavy things as quickly as possible.
That sounds. Oh shoot! I want to show another picture. I think this would actually be perfect, but. I don't know if I just... Okay. Anyways. Okay. So you do so, and you create a lovely little table by the water.
Oh,
Just in time to see a carriage arrive being pulled or being drawn by 4 horses.
That's probably her, right?
On the
I'm gonna go quickly find. I'm assuming Raslo is around here somewhere.
yeah,
My
he was hanging out inside. He had ordered more of that muffin that he enjoys so much. and the
I'm
black tea.
gonna slip him an extra muffin, and I'm gonna ask him to gather up the night mask posse and just very gently make a space for someone to come on by. You know, like just to make sure that she doesn't have to weave through the crowd. Just, you know,
Hey, can you just move everybody over a little bit? We've got someone coming through.
As you pull the group of them, Shevak, he like looks over at you and he's like, "Night masks? What? Why do you have night masks in our cafe? Don't you know that the noble family of Cormorel is associated with fire knives?"
I'm gonna look directly into his eyes and say,
I don't know what you're talking about. We just have really nice people here.
He like looks at the night masks, clearly notes that they're vampires, looks at the blood lattes that they're drinking, and then looks back at you, and he's trying to decide if he wants to believe you or not. And in the end of the day, he just simply nods and shrugs, and he says, "Carry on."
yep, and I'll just ask everybody, ask my vampire friends to make way for the nice lady.
So the night masks They see the carriage coming, and they note that there is an emblem on the carriage. It's a sigil of a red wyvern and a silver horn. And the group of them begin going off into one side of the cafe in a corner, and they begin sort of like huddling and whispering to each other. Cannot hear what, unless you get closer or actively. Yes, Ontology?
Can Ontology try to get over closer?
Yeah, you can certainly try. What are you gonna do?
Garlok's going to be setting up the table and everything while they do this.
I've already moved all the fancy, like fiddly details aren't my thing. So I've gone back inside. I'm making the drinks, and I'm like, oh, they're all talking over there. What are they talking about? Am I getting like a? I don't know. What should I roll for this? Perception?
Yeah, it would be a perception because just naturally you won't be able to hear them. They're like
Okay.
whispering and also using thieves' cant. Do you understand thieves' cant?
No.
Okay. So
Can
you don't
I
actually understand-
offer? So I understand thieves can't, and as a mastermind, I can offer the help action as a bonus action. Can I offer the help action by like feeding her the thieves can't that she can't hear?
Yes, because I just rolled a 6 on my perception check. So I literally can't hear it.
I would allow it. Or maybe what I'll say is that you can only perceive the things that they're discussing and thieves can't. So like you catch like bits and pieces because like it sounds like that the conversation is moving in parallel and some are discussing in thieves can't and other ones are discussing in whispers. So of the bits that you can pick up in thieves can't, you get the sense that they recognize that this is a noble lady of the House of Cormorel, and they know that she is a patron of the Fire Knives, and they're debating about what to do about it. There's been suggestions of robbery. There's been suggestions of assassination.
Well,
There's
I'm
been
just gonna
suggestions of kidnapping.
I hear enough. And I'm gonna quickly go over and I'm gonna grab our latte friend and I'm gonna say, hey, this lady is here to extort us, right? Does she extort everyone? Just give me the TLDR real fast. Because she's coming.
So yeah, you go over to Razlo, who's like all conversation just suddenly stops as you penetrate the night mass circle, and you say that, oh, do you know that? He says, I have no idea. She's been extorting us and our kind for a long time now. So you will join us in a plan of revenge?
Oh, I'm not a vampire.
Do you want to be a vampire?
Absolutely not.
Suddenly Maggie is there.
We can talk about that offer later, but let's not make any hasty decisions tonight. But if she's extorting a lot of people, then I believe we have a common enemy, right?
We do, indeed.
Hmm.
So we already have, me and my kin have been discussing some options. But we're in your house, technically. So we would listen to your ideas and
Let's keep it
prioritize.
copacetic for now. There's no need to assume hostility, but just so we're all clear about what's going on.
I like the
Wait.
idea of let's not do any rushed actions tonight, but let's talk about this later.
But it must be tonight. We will never have such a good opportunity as this.
She extorts us. She seems to extort everybody around here.
Yes, but normally she doesn't come out in person. Somebody must have promised her something that she really, really wants in order for her to come out here.
Well, we happen to know what that is, so we can make sure that she comes back at another time.
Okay. And during that time, it'll be just her and us. And none of these other, and he gestures towards like the sailors and the other regular customers. And he's like, none of these other witnesses.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be opening night, so it'll be much easier.
And you would pledge this location to the Night Masks?
Well, I'm not in charge, but I certainly feel like if you were to play along tonight, I could talk to the person who is and see if they'd be, on board.
Give me your answer within 10 minutes, whatever that means.
Well, how about this? I can't promise anything about this place, but if you're offering, unlimited nightlife, I'm into that.
Certainly, once we take it over, this will become one of the new night mass strongholds within this neighborhood. You would have our kin here 24/7. In fact, we must insist that some of us move some of our coffins in here.
Oh, let's
permanently.
not be too hasty. First off, this
We
is
will
my
pay you
lair.
rent. We will pay you rent.
Listen, we're not making any of those deals right now when I don't have my boss with me. We're going to take Ontology's good advice, my friend the Paladin here, and we're going to be very cool tonight, and we'll make plans later.
Give me either persuasion or intimidation, because he sort of insisted that you make this within 10 minutes.
Could I do an intimidation check just for
You could
fun?
help, yeah. So like you could do something or say something, and then one of you could just roll with advantage.
Can
Either one.
I offer her advantage on an intimidation? Because
Yeah.
I'm kind of playing like I've been honest in anything. Maggie really does want to become a vampire.
Okay, Ontology.
But
Well,
yeah.
I've already rolled my intimidation check.
with advantage, because Maggie is helping you.
No, but I rolled. I just rolled one dice, and I got a 21 on it.
Oh, nice. Okay. That is good enough. We don't need to know what the other one is, I guess. So he looks at you, Maggie, and he sort of begins to like get the gist of what you're suggesting. And he sort of debates it over, but then he catches eyes with Ontology Jones, who's just like standing behind you with the full wrath of Lyra, and or the full, I don't know, in all your holy glory. What are you doing behind her?
I'm not actually doing this. I don't think a paladin.
Okay.
I just straighten up. I'd pull out the mace that I sort of keep secreted amongst my person,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna be like, look, I don't always have to work in a cafe to make money, but I like working at this cafe, and I would say that it brings people joy.
He backs up a step and he says, "Well, your drinks have certainly brought me and my kin a lot of joy, and like I said, we're guests in your establishment, so I suppose we could wait on the answer till later. But I will remember this." And then he goes back to his kin and spreads the word about the deal. So in the meantime, outside, Garlok from the
I
carriage.
love that we've basically just set up a sequel to this, and
I
where
know.
we're partnering with vampires to assassinate a lady. I'm so excited about
You're
this sequel.
Oh my god, I have so many like Sweeney Todd ideas for a potential sequel, but we'll just talk about that some other time.
I'm actually a little
Anyways.
sad Garlok wasn't going to be there because I wanted him to be like, we're all going to be like the great wizard Fonzie, Fonzie the Cool.
You slap the bard on the back when he's not playing the song that you want. He just starts playing a different song.
Okay, so from the carriage steps a lady who is very beautiful and graceful, well dressed. She has a very thin, like elegant look, but she has very hard eyes. And she passes. When she looks at you, Garlock, her eyes just lock directly on yours, and she's waiting. She's waiting for you to say something.
I do want to say that just before she got up there, on I think it might have been. I think I'm gonna do the fish croissant. I actually cast distort value to make it look fancier.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
It's amazing.
That's a great idea.
And yeah, when she walks up, I was like, we have set up a special table just for you to enjoy the night air and the ocean and your fish, because it's a fish and it likes the ocean, so we got the fish next to the ocean for you to enjoy.
Yeah, so her eyes had locked onto yours, and her mouth had become like a tight line, and like it almost looked like she was like staring at you, glaring at you like disapprovingly. But then once you say that, she like glances over at this fish croissant, and her features just melt, and her lips just crawl upwards into a smile, and like she's like, "How did you know? How did you know that was my favorite?"
Lucky guess.
Like, well, you're making a really great first impression so far. And she gets down from the carriage, and she's holding like a purse, like a regular sized purse. And she goes over to the table, and she looks. How many chairs are at the table?
Just one, just for her.
She says, "I'm gonna need 3 more chairs."
Okay.
And he's gonna kind of scamper off to go over there. And actually, he's just gonna stick his head into the doorway and go,
Hey, good. One of you grab me 3 more chairs, please. Thank you.
and he's gonna go back out there.
Ontology brings out 3 chairs, throws them down quickly, and she gives you a nod as thanks. And she says, "Menus?"
Oh my god.
She's like delicately eating the fish bread with one hand, just nibbling away centimeter by centimeter.
We go with the fanciest type of cafe that has vocal menus.
Vocal menus, right. Tell us with your vocal menu what you have for us to order tonight.
We have lattes and
She says, "One
fish-
moment," and she opens her bag, and she like, leans it towards you. And as you peer inside, you see that there appear to be 3 elderly men. They are all wizened, and they're all like miniature inside of her bag. And she says, "Dears, did you get a chance to listen to his menu? Can you hear it?" And they all like nod. They're like, "Yes, yes, dear. We could hear it. We could hear it. We could hear it." And she says, "Oh, don't worry. These are my husbands."
Oh, right.
What was that?
Does she have husbands that are like little chihuahuas that she carries around with her?
Yes, but you know that they are subject to the effects of a reduction spell. They are wizards that she's forced to reduce themselves so that she may carry them around in her bag.
I mean, I guess that's one way to not have to pay so much when you get in a taxi.
Are they into that? Or like they
Yeah, you could ask them.
chance to talk to the dog husbands alone?
Garlok has an idea, and now being extra caught off guard by 3 tiny old men in a bag, he's gonna go, oh! And he's gonna cast Prestidigitation and kind of make out of like glowing light a menu that has all of the things that he knows that they make, but would stumble over his words to try and remember, and then just starts reading it off.
They nod. They nod along. It appears that the wizards in the bag, they appreciate your use of magic. It seems like you've warmed them up a little bit towards you. And so like they all follow the menu and the things, and each of them orders like something different from the menu. Skana orders more of the fish bread, and she also orders some a selection of teas. She wants to try like 3 different teas that you have. She says black tea, peppermint, and give me something, chef's choice. And then one of the wizards says he would like a slice of like banana
By
bread.
the way, the blood coffee is not on the menu. That is a secret menu item.
Mm-hmm.
Oh darn it! One of them was totally gonna order it. Okay, so he says he'd like a slice of banana bread and just a cup of coffee. The second one says that they want pumpernickel, a slice of pumpernickel bread, and something boozy. Give me like a glass of your finest wine. And then the last one says that they would like to have a cup of your finest beer, and then he wants like a sandwich of some sort, something with bread and meat, the finest sandwich that your establishment can come up with.
Okay, while they're all saying that, Garlok is prestidigitating that kind of like in a notepad-like shape on his hand. And I'm actually counting this as a second prestidigitation because apparently I have it.
Your audio just cut out for me.
Yeah.
you're still can't hear you. Hey, thanks for the resub, Jazzy Dizzle. Thank you so much for the Prime sub.
While he's fixing that, real quick question. Are the 3 men in the bag staying in the bag, or are they getting out to go sit in the chairs?
Oh, they're staying in the bag for now.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
There we
yes. Perfect.
I have no idea what just happened.
Well, but you fixed it, so
yeah,
there
great.
you go.
Perfect. Whew.
Jeez, that was scary. Yeah, I would say that I'm doing that because I actually have prestidigitation twice. I think that's from Sorcerer and Bard, so I just think that's funny.
You love it, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do it twice, sure.
So yeah, he'll
Different flavors of prestidigitation.
yeah, and so then he'll take that and get the order started.
Yeah, so he tells you the order, Maggie and Ontology, and you think that all 3 of you are gonna have to work real hard to get this stuff filled in. Except one of the orders is wine, the other one is beer, another one is like a sandwich, and then there's pumpernickel bread and banana bread.
We don't have any of that stuff. We haven't programmed that stuff into our magical oven.
So I'd assume none of it was on the menu, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they ordered stuff that wasn't on the menu. Okay.
Ah, these people are assholes. Okay. Do we have like a staff fridge for our own food? We must, right?
You do, but also of note is that Skana ordered stuff that was on your menu, and then one of the drinks was Chef's Choice. 2 kinds of tea, Chef's Choice, another fish bread.
All right. Well.
Okay. Garlok is going to turn to Maggie, and he's going to put his hands on her shoulders and go, "Listen, this is totally fine. It's totally cool. I do not care. I know that you steal things. Can you take some gold and break into some places around here and get the food and just leave the gold?"
I mean, probably. I don't know how fast I can do it, but absolutely.
I will distract.
Okay. When I get back, can I try to steal one of the little guys out of her purse?
That might be a little too far. Maybe next time.
I will take the gold and I'll go. I mean, we did that whole tour of all the places that had the goldfish croissants. So I'm gonna target those.
Ontology
places
told you about
because,
them, and you've been around town.
Yeah, I'm gonna target those places because they probably were visited the same way we were and probably have all the same stuff. So I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, so you're doing that. Ontology, what are you doing? Garlok, what are you doing?
I'm gonna make the drinks.
I will make whatever else is left.
There is beer, there's wine. I suppose Maggie could grab that. What is a Chef's Choice drink then that you are going to try?
He's gonna make the special fire genasi tea.
Okay.
Don't add the extra. Like, she doesn't actually need genasi hot though. You could just make it spicy.
No. We'll just make it spicy.
Ah, nice.
Delicate ecosystem of the tea robot.
Yeah, okay. So I guess Ontology, with your proficiency in chef's tools and your just amazing rolls tonight, you easily are able to know how to like taper it down a little bit for like human consumption. And so between you and Garlok, you successfully create that blend and then create the other 2 drinks and the cup of coffee. Maggie, in the meantime, could I get from you? Ooh, give me 3 stealth checks.
3 stealth checks. All right. Number 1 is a 16. Number 2 is a 12. Number 3 is a 6. Oof. They got progressive. I got progressively more and more tired as the night went on.
Yeah.
Could Garlok given her a inspiration before she left?
Yes.
So you got 1d6.
I will add it to that 6.
I will say you could do that, but in return, that inspiration that I gave you at the very beginning of the session is used up.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
All right. So that last 6 is now an 8.
Okay.
I'm in a hurry.
Yeah, so you're using your like bunny hopping abilities to just move like extra quickly. And
Oh wait, I could have just wait. I can just let her re-roll that d20 with the inspiration, can I?
sure, I'm good with it.
Yeah. So don't do the d6. Just re-roll the d20 because that'll
Oh,
probably
okay.
be better.
It was stealth. Okay. Okay, that's better. That's a 19.
Oh, much better.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So you go through the first shop. It's like you get through it just fine. In the second shop, you're like you're rummaging around, and then as you're rummaging around, your elbow like knocks one of the pots that like falls down and makes a clatter, and then like for a moment, you hear somebody like saying something like muffled words from the top of the stairs and beyond the top of the stairs in the bakery. You know that the baker like lives above their bakery, and like you see them like coming down and they peer into the darkness, but you manage to blend in and hide and they don't spot you. And so then you race to the last place where you're able to just grab everything and to leave, and then you leave behind the gold. How much gold are you leaving behind?
Oh yeah, I guess we have to be exact on that.
I'm gonna say this, Garlok, whatever you give me, I'm coming back with.
Okay.
Because I'm stealing this stuff. I'm not paying for it.
To be fair, that was for Garlok's own conscience, so that's totally fine as long as he never finds out.
Yeah, it'll just end up back in the coffers. And hey, we're just gonna make some extra money tonight. So no, I haven't left any of that behind.
Okay. Yeah. So you get there just in time as they're serving the drinks. Then you serve a round of all the stuff that you just took, and you pass like a knowing look to Garlok as you like hand him back the coins that he gave you to leave at these bakeries.
Oh no, I think she was just gonna sneak it into the
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
I see.
They're just gonna be back in the till, like, hey, we just made some extra.
Oh, sorry.
Someone
I
bought
missed
some
that.
extra drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Okay, and so
Our pure sweet Garlock must not be tainted by my stealing ways.
Skana then takes each of her husbands out of her purse one by one and places them next to each of their chairs, and then they undo their reduction spells, and then they become their normal size, and then they sit down, and then they begin to dine. And they eat without much reaction, without much noise. But then at the end, they all sit up and they look satisfied. Skana says, I'm impressed with how you're able to have such a diverse menu for a cafe that's been opened for such a short period of time.
It was a town effort.
It must have been. Well, I mean, I suppose I could allow this place to stay in business. Do you have that 100 gold that you owe me?
Oh yeah. And he's gonna get it and give it to her.
Okay, hold on a second. 3. Okay. So you give her the 100 gold pieces, and you have 39 gold pieces left at the end of the day. So she looks at the gold, she looks at you, and she says, well, you not only have an impressive menu, but you also are an impressive business person to be able to make so much money so shortly. I won't ask you how you did it. In fact, I appreciate those that are adept at the more subtle arts.
Subtle.
So, I don't know if you all were informed by the predecessor of this business, but this is a popular hangout for by fire knives.
That's all the sound that he makes.
Now that I've approved of you, I wish to also offer you some additional patronage every week, so long as you turn a blind eye to some of the comings and goings that might occur in this place. If anybody should show you this emblem, and she flashes you this picture of a knife wreathed in
Fire
flames,
knife?
a fire
Mm.
knife, very
Appropriate,
on the
yep.
nose. Yes.
Don't know what I expected.
The official
Yeah.
symbol of the fire knives is a fire knife,
Mm.
and you remark
Very
on it.
uncreative.
She says, had to save
Garlok-
money somewhere.
Garlok says, well, so for these comings and goings, you might want them kind of hidden, right?
She says, yes.
So
Yes.
what if we had a hidden room that they could do all of that there and would not be seen?
Says, tell me more about this hidden room.
Yeah, no, it'd be like a hideout in a hideout, and that way that they just come in and they order their drinks, and then people lose track of them. They're like, where did they go? Oh, they must have left. They didn't do anything here.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage. Or is this a deception?
No, this is persuasion.
Wait.
Garlok's had a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
A great idea from an old friend.
And who's to say at one point if they don't go into that private room and they just never come out?
That is 25. Or sorry, 23.
Okay. She nods and she says, I like your creativity. Well, I can see that we're going to have a very long and fruitful business relationship.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
All right. Well, I think that that's everything that I came here to do. She stands up and she looks at her husbands, and they all begin to wave their hands, and they all cast reduction spells on each other, and so they all become really small, and then they crawl back into the purse. Yes, Ontology. Just jump in.
Watch Ontology. I don't want to interrupt. Ontology has thoughtfully prepared the bill for all the foods and services they've got. They expect free food and drinks on top of extorting us for 100 gold.
They did actually.
And Garlok's go, don't worry. No, it's fine. This one's on the house. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine.
Not joyful.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
lean
could-
over to Ontology and say,
Do you want me to steal the money back?
No, let him take it. Let him take it.
Can I steal one of the wizards now?
I still think that's not a great idea.
I've never,
Ontology loves that idea.
I've never stolen a person before.
Yang, can I have had Garlok do something that he would think is sneaky and hope that it works?
Yeah, I mean, why not? You tell me what you want to do. Just
Garlok
do it.
has the two of you get closer, and he goes, I took half of that gold and I put it in the water underneath the tavern, and then I took it back and said, oh, this has to go to Lady, and I said her name, but I don't remember it right now. And so she doesn't know it, but she has half of Umberly's money.
So I'm definitely not going to steal that money back, but I still want one of the little men.
I mean, if you want to try to steal one of them, you tell me, or you're just letting this go.
Next time, not now.
Garlok is asking me to wait till next time. And by next
Okay.
time, I'll be a vampire with a vampire posse and we'll just take them all out. It'll be great. So I will wait.
Okay. Yeah, so they leave in their carriage. Chavek comes out, gives you a gracious nod, pays you 5 gold for once again, a lovely, lovely meal. And yeah, the night mass then depart with knowing looks. And at the end of the night, you have 44 gold pieces, and you go to bed, a job well done. But somewhere out in the distant ocean, a mighty storm is brewing. Winds are swirling, the waves are growing tall and violent, crashing and growing as tall as any building in Westgate. And then a dark shadow looms behind those waves, twice again as tall as the tallest wave. and it's slowly heading towards Westgate.
I should have stolen the tiny man. It's my last chance to steal a tiny man.
Yeah, to be continued. Thank you for the end of the one shot. Congratulations, you made it to the end.
This was awesome. Thank you, Yang Yang.
You guys did phenomenally. You returned all the money. I loved your interactions with all of the equipment and all of the patrons, and your creativity and getting those different pieces of bread and mixing and matching the best parts of it, etc. It was just a joy to behold as a DM. I threw a bunch of curveballs your way and you just took them all in stride. So
This
great
is super
job.
fun.
This
Thank you
was a
so
lot of
much.
fun.
This is super fun to play with all of you.
Oh yeah, no, this was an absolute blast. I love this group.
I'm amazed Ontology didn't start a fight. I'm very proud
You
of you.
did so good.
You got some amazing intimidation checks.
Yeah. That was so good. You had that silent intimidation thing going of just don't mess with me. It was amazing.
I'm a big late. I'm just big, and I'm gonna make you reconsider doing a bad,
Mhm,
or I'll do one to you.
mhm.
Yeah, so until next time, let's do our outros. Let's begin with you, Trevor. Who are you? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
I'm Treavor Bettis. I'm the community manager for Isle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can still grab that code that is somewhere around my head somewhere, and put that into Isle Champions, get an Electrum Chest. And you can find me on Twitter at the Trevor. There's an A hiding in there, and you can find all of the podcasts that I do there.
Lauren?
Oh, hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on Twitter as Lauren, where you can find some of the other shows that I do. Thank you.
And I'm Kathleen. If you liked what you saw, well, good news. You can go over to twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun or one of our many YouTube channels, such as youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. Or if you just want to watch tabletop content like role-playing games, we have a tabletop channel and we have a Magic the Gathering channel.
The Magic the Gathering one's so good.
It's
Sorry.
so good.
I love it.
We play lots of Magic the Gathering over there. Or if you just want to watch me talk about music, I do a music stream and you can find it. I link it from my Twitter. You can just look me up on Twitter. I'm Kathleen_LRR.
Awesome. Thank you. So, hey, I'm Yang Yang Wang. Once again, thank you to our amazing guests for being here tonight. You've watched them on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. Next week, we have another one-shot, which is going to be, what does Eric like to call it? He likes to call it like a duet. So it's going to be centered around the character of Artemisia, and it's just going to be Artemisia and Eric having a one-shot between the two of them, deeply exploring certain backstories in Artemisia's storyline. So tune in for that, or come by Monday to check out Concentration Check, a show where we run the Pomodoro method, which are these 25-minute writing sprints broken up by 5-minute breaks. And we talk about a topic, usually writing or writing career centered at the end of it. And that's usually hosted by Aaron M. Evans, probably 99% of the time.
Aaron's book! Exclamation!
Pre-order
BOU.
Aaron's book. Yeah, and then I'm there as the producer of that. So with that, thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a little bit longer of a one shot.
Well worth it.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the subscribers tonight. We really appreciate your support. And until next time, we'll see you later.